the new Modus Super Series champion.
Yes! What a finish!
The silencer, Jeff Smith!
And it is! That shot wins week 6! Maximum checkout. He's done it!
Nonetheless, Burnett has 6 on this 140 for the match. May only need the 3 of them. May only need the 3 of them. Does only need the 3 of them.
Double 19s. It's a perfect lie. Oh, Jamie Kelling, take a bow. This game was all about levels because Steve West has just set a new personal best.
Now then gets it. It's the ball.
On the 5th
Look at that.
Bullseye. To reel it in. It's another beauty for Keegan Brown. Well, the weather in Portsmouth is soggy to say the least, but the darts will certainly brighten up the night here on the South Coast as Group B gets underway, and we've got every single dart live for you across the Pluto TV network this evening. And it is the type of night that when you have a look at the players in action, anything could be possible. And really, you could categorise that about just Richie Burnett himself. But we've got a 5-time weekly winner in Steve West. We've got a Trice Challenge Tour finalist this year in Keegan Brown, and England international in Lewis Gurney. We could really go on a former weekly winner in Jamie Kelling. It should be an intriguing night, and we're going to be watching it all in the company of Glenn Durham. And Glenn, you look at this group, you look at this evening, and I think everybody will feel like they can stake their own case.
Yeah, you don't often get many bad Group Bs, and I think Steve West is the headline act. I expect him to qualify. I quite like the way he's played in Group A. But really, yeah, intrigue's a good word, especially when you've got Richie Burnett in the house.
Let's go back to this afternoon. Terry Nash, the top player in Group C. It was labelled the land of opportunity for a dart was thrown, and it felt like Terry was the player maybe best able to take advantage of a day where not everybody played at their best.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I told you so, but at 14-1, I felt he was the value for money. And it's only because if you look at the stats and a lot of the things that he's doing on the ADC, in particular the vaults, it's just the words are saying champion, 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 and when you get that winning feeling, that transition then onto that stage was pretty seamless for him there. I mean, he did lose his 4th game, and then I had the concerns he was then going to maybe just miss out and just not have such a good day. But he was excellent, finishing on 8 points and a good day's work.
Well, this is how the land lies at the halfway point of that particular group. It is Terry Nash that leads the way. Jim McEwen, Damien Grimes and Dan Hands all on 6, showing Engstrom with 2 wins to his day. The big surprise, Richard McKee without a win from his 5 matches. So that's how Group C looks. We will resume that tomorrow afternoon from 1 o'clock. And this is how the tournament bracket breaks down as we reach the halfway point of the week. Jimmy Van Schie won Group A on Wednesday afternoon. Group C you will see resume tomorrow, whilst tonight Group B gets underway. Lewis Gurney, Keegan Brown and Richie Burnett will make their bows in week 2. But let's talk about a player that we've seen throughout the course of the week, and that's Steve West, a 5-time weekly winner in this building. And there was signs, particularly yesterday, that maybe he's getting back to the form that saw him win those weekly titles.
Yeah, what I'd ask people to watch out for to determine how well he's playing is his first dart, that classic first dart merchant. And you know, he played some good stuff, and he can often replicate that first start. So that might be the indicator for me. He looks comfortable around the venue tonight. I think he was fairly happy with his Group A campaign. I'm pretty confident we'll be seeing him Saturday night.
Richie Burnett doesn't know what Richie Burnett does half the time. What do you expect from him this evening?
Well, I'm hoping you're not going to ask. I mean, as a pundit, I do like to sort of dissect throws, but when Richie Burnett's in town, it's pretty almost impossible to do that. We're going to have fun. There's going to be issues with the speaker, no doubt. We're going to have celebrations. We're going to have... He's a character. I mean, what a wonderful story. And what I'd like to say is, when you go back to the mid-90s and Phil Taylor in his pomp, there was a period where the best player in the world was Richie Burnett. I mean, he could write a book about all his adventures, but the bottom line was he was a terrific player. Are the best years behind him? Probably. Can he get through this Group B? Probably yes.
Well, he's the outsider for the 6 players to go on and win it. And if you actually delve into the odds, Steve West goes off 13-5 favourite. Are those odds correct in your mind?
I think certainly with the favourite. I'm surprised with the Richie Burnett. I'm not 100% sure on Lewis Gurney, looking at his recent development tour numbers and even just the way he's been speaking around the venue. Keegan Brown's had moments this year where he's demonstrated his qualities. Jamie Kelling's looking out for me, Mr. Consistency, but West is the headline act.
It is 18+, gambleaware.org if you're going to have a flutter tonight. Our first game sees Lewis Gurney in action. He takes on Steve West. And earlier on this morning, I caught up with a man from Sussex. How about you looking forward to the next couple of days?
Yeah, no, good to be back. Yeah, just got to try and carry on how I've been playing here the last couple of months. So yeah, good to be back, Henry.
I was going to say, last time you were here, things were quite positive for yourself, weren't they?
Yeah, I was very unlucky to get through the group, but time before that, got to finals night, and yes, last couple of times I've played well, so just trying to bring that into tonight.
How do you say that the darts are generally for you?
Yeah, no, it's up and down as usual, but generally playing well, so just got to try and take that into tonight.
In terms of the group, it's a bit of a toughie, isn't it?
Again, yeah, same as us last time I was there a couple of months ago. It's just, that's what it is, Group B. They're always tough, aren't they? Just got to plod along and see how it goes.
But this for you is kind of invaluable, isn't it? Kind of getting the stages, particularly with the England exploits that you've had recently.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Hopefully that helps a lot, but we'll just see how they go.
Just take it each as they come, eh?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, Lewis, we wish you all the very best. Go well tonight. Good
Thanks,
luck.
Henry. Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Lewis Gurney is in action in the opening game this evening. He takes on Steve West as the first night session of Week 2 gets underway. Steve could have had a luxury of a couple of days off if he was able to win Group A. It went down to a last game decider against Jimmy Van Schie. He found himself on the wrong end of that, and so he has to play a couple of nights on this Thursday and Friday evening here at the Live Lounge in Port. He takes on Lewis Gurney, playing his first match of the week. The 24-year-old from Lancing in Sussex, twice a weekly finalist here at the Live Lounge, up against Steve West, the now 50-year-old from Waterlooville, just across town from here. A 5-time weekly winner, looking to make it 6 come the end of the week. Glenn Durrant's with me in commentary. Glenn, cast your eye over this.
140.
Well, I wasn't so sure about Lewis Gurney. I've looked at a lot of his numbers recently. He's an England international.
93.
Excellent background as a youth player, going back to sort of 2015, 2016. I'm just not really sure exactly how he's going to play. Talked about the fact it's such a tough group, and you know he can qualify. He's been here 3 times before, 2 finals he's reached. So and you know the bookies feel he's in there with a chance, but it doesn't get any tougher than starting against Steve West. So maybe you can just relax. Early indications,
100.
Early signs for Lewis Gurney are good. I think he's settled quite nicely here.
You get the sense the start is important for Lewis. He plays 2 of the first 3 games tonight, and so a bad start to the evening could be
96.
catastrophic for him.
Yeah, it looked like his best starts to me were around about 2023, certainly numbers-wise.
85.
Yeah, that year he won an ADC tour event. Didn't quite qualify for the tour finals or get into the top 8 of that particular order of merit.
52. Lewis, your
As
record,
Lewis looks at 116 to take the opening leg.
I was going to say it's been a almost perfect start for him.
78.
That last
Steve,
start.
130.
He'll have a decision to make if he comes back. I felt like a lot of conversation would almost put Steve West into Saturday night. He's still got work to do.
40.
And as I mentioned, that first start could be really key for Steve West. Is he going to go direct?
Game
Absolutely.
shot the first leg.
Any doubts I had for Lewis
Gurney.
Gurney may have already been answered in that first leg.
Second leg, it's Steve to throw
The double
first.
19
Game
goes. Not often do you see a player hit double 19 to win their first leg on a particular stage. That's exactly what Lewis Gurney has done there.
Yeah, just talking about that development tour this
95.
week, which is a great indicator of where he's at. He played a lot of games, did Lewis, but he averaged 60 in one game, 100 in another
85.
game. I mean, it's really been hard. A lot of his averages were circa over 80 average. So, you know, I was surprised to sort of see him quite defensive in the interview with you.
140.
But maybe he was just hiding the fact that his game's in decent shape. Maybe just a little erratic.
85.
As for Steve, I think he'll be happy with the nick that he finds himself in at this present moment in
99.
time. There were some really encouraging signs in that Group A campaign of his. That 115 average yesterday against Damien Grimes being
100.
the real highlight of his campaign so far.
167.
And although he didn't win the group, I think there's plenty of positives to take. And also, he's the type of player that probably playing the
57.
full allotment of the 5 or 6 days, obviously, he qualifies through, may actually do him a bit of a favour when it comes to Saturday night.
100. Steve, you require 110.
Treble 19. That would have left double 19.
94.
131 is a
131.
bit of a stinker.
$83.
His last
Steve,
start's
require
been excellent in this
60.
game. Put the pressure on this double 8 in normal circumstances. It was the first
on
game
the
of the night, but
set,
no worry
Steve
whatsoever.
West.
Good start by the pair of them. Good rhythm, good pace.
So that gets Lewis to throw first.
Who can
Game on.
sustain it? I noticed the Waterlooville. Is that a recent move then? I thought.
Yes, so Steve got married last year. Actually, the date of the
45.
wedding's on the back of the collar on his shirt tonight. And, well, the honeymoon was in Portsmouth, and they loved Portsmouth that much. On the honeymoon, they decided this would be their happily ever after home.
60.
Yeah, been here now for best part of a year, maybe just under a year now.
140.
Yeah, 10th of August 2024. I know Steve's wife Michelle will be watching tonight, as she always does. Watching on tentatively, probably nervously.
100.
First 180 of the night. No surprise, it's come from the bookies' favourite.
And there is a bit of pressure on Steve because it is Michelle's birthday on
100.
Saturday, and there's no better place to spend your birthday than the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, particularly when we get a birthday cake and sing happy birthday to her.
Well, I'm sure we'll have a full house come
100.
Saturday.
Steve, you require
Get the feeling he must be sick of Jimmy Van Ski. Come a Saturday night as Steve.
29. Lewis, you require 116.
That would have left double 18. Can he just tidy this 116 up?
100.
Absolutely. And once again, his last
132.
start has been mustard.
Forces the issue of West against the throw, but that first bullseye's perfect for another to join, but drops low. I don't think that came out the hand properly. That was at least the gesticulation that he was
74.
giving us.
Lewis, you require
And so
16.
Gurney here, double 8 for 2-1.
It was double 8 for West in the previous.
Game shot on the third leg.
No surprise with the last
Lewis
start,
Gurney.
Lewis Gurney. This is really good. Once again, the bookies have
Full
pretty
flag,
much
it's
got it right
Steve to throw
because
first. Game on.
despite the fact he's at England International, and I watched him at the British Internationals this year, I really enjoyed it.
81.
He lost out to a player I really admire in Hlu Bevan, but he did beat Jamie Bain, who also is a terrific player. So just to wear that shirt with the
45.
excellent players around him, there's a lot of experience going into that one. And then in the Six Nations, he had that incredible moment in the semi-final where he had lost 3 games going into it.
140.
But he sank the winning dart. His reaction was great. The camaraderie between that England side was fabulous. And
60.
for me, he was the star of the show come the final when they beat Wales as well. So He knows what it's like to have the pressure on Lewis, like I said, and he's building himself a nice little resume.
100.
But this is a stage, as an individual, that you want to do it.
And I just wonder whether those experiences may
96.
stand him in a bit of better stead now.
I can only go on personal experience and the pressure putting that. There's no better feeling, Henry. I mean, I probably don't need to tell you that, but to wear that England shirt and you're expected to win each time, and he dealt with it very, very nicely.
Well, sitting down with Steve earlier on this
40.
evening for a piece you'll see on Pluto TV later, and he represented England at the pairs with Mervyn King
shot
as he
the fourth
piles
leg,
in Tots of
Steve
13
West.
data, and having not done so in terms of what I suppose you'd call the senior
Fifth leg is
career
Lewis,
and the
the throw
WDF
first.
BDO
Game on.
system, and obviously with the PDC and the England World Cup team, never had that opportunity. He said it was nice to once actually
60.
know what it was like to adorn the St George's Cross on the shirt.
Yeah, he's had a great career, hasn't he? I sort of remember his brother, first of all, Tony
100.
West, when he incredibly won that World Masters, beating Barney, didn't he, in the final, if my memory serves me right. And I was sort of introduced to
85.
Steve at a county game, Hertfordshire he was representing. And Tony was saying, actually, Steve's the better player. There was that friendly rivalry between the pair of them. And like you said, you say Mervyn King, because when I think of his PDC time,
40.
I think of him one of the first in the venue with Merv. Yeah, he had some real unlucky times as well. Certainly in the BDO, certainly at Lakeside, where he's put himself into fantastic
44.
positions and not seen it out. So he's had the highs and lows of Steve West. But I just get the sense these days that that stage is where that's his prey. He wants to win a Champions Week.
Well, that is the last thing you want at that particular moment. And I think Steve has this
61.
firm belief that one day it's going to happen. And when you win 5 weekly titles, and every single time you're here, you put yourself in the mix, of course you're going to have that floating thought. He's had his near misses, a couple of semi-final exits in Series 4, and I suppose the most notable which in his last Champions Week campaign, where only a couple of big ton plus checkouts from Jimmy Van
59.
Schie was the undoing of him. But in this leg, Lewis has got 6 from 172 to establish a 3-2
40.
lead.
Yeah, they were pretty worrying darts there for Steve West. He looked a little bit tight, just nodding his head when he's going low. It's easy for me to say he just needs to relax a little bit, just looks a little jabby. Now he's overcompensating.
60.
So he's fighting
Lewis,
with
you
himself,
require
Steve, at the moment.
132.
Just shows the importance in this Group B, starting off with a win. But you can definitely tell when
60.
Steve is playing so well. Easy sat here saying it though, Henry. Perfect.
140. Lewis, you require 72.
Biggest moment in the match. Went
40.
really concerted to give
Steve
himself
require
one dart at
41.
double 16. But the strength of West is that he can just hang in there. Wow.
One dart double 10 does not go.
31. Lewis, you require 32.
And so Gurney gets given a reprieve.
Game
Takes
shot
full
the
advantage
fifth
of
leg.
it, courtesy of
Lewis
a
Gurney.
tricky ricochet off the flight of dart 2. Bounced off that
Sixth
into the
leg is
bed
Steve
and
to go
into a
first.
3-2 lead. And the pair
Game on.
exchange some warm words as to the type of trickery we've just seen.
I think I have an idea what they said. I think it ricocheted off the first dart, hit the second dart and went in. I think he said something like, I have no idea what went in.
180.
Like a pinball. Well, that was perfection.
Yeah, we saw that with Jim
100.
McEwen today, didn't we? Where he was just bashing his way through his darts and crunching his way into the treble.
Now, Steve West
100.
with a 9-darter this week will equalise Conor Heenahan's record of 3 in this particular building.
Didn't he hit a 9-dart and point up to you once?
Yeah, I mean, basically what happened was it was in the days of the old balcony, and me and Steve used to have a bit of bants.
100.
And he shouted up at me and said, he hit a couple of 180s in a row. He said, I'm going to hit a 9-dart in this game. I said, okay, I'll put it out on air. He says, go on then. So I did it during the link, and he hit a 9-darter to win the match, and that's where the point came from.
Looking good to get another point on the board in this game and go the distance.
57.
However, is the door just opened ajar here for Lewis Gurney, who I think's been terrific in this game. His average is not a real fair reflection of what I'm seeing.
97. Steve,
Tell you what, I'd love to see his
64.
last start average.
Well, this will level game. One dart in hand is what it's going to be for Steve West. So that dart's at double top. And that dart's not
44.
got.
Lewis, she requires 62.
He's going to get a match dart. It's at double 16.
30. Steve, you
So
require
to take us
20.
all the way to a last leg decider, West looks at double 10. Chasing fives. Cannot
15.
find, and this should
Lewis,
be
you
game
require
over.
Well, he wasn't
32.
really sure where his game was at, was Lewis Gurney. But I think he's been terrific in this match. A deserved winner. He's going to need to hit that double 16 and gets it once again with that last dart. Frustration there for Steve West. He's still got work to do in this one. But what a wonderful start for Lewis Gurney, who went into that match not really sure where his game is at. We highlighted the fact that he's been producing some good stuff. And that time he just had to win a little bit ugly, but that's a great start for the young man. He moves on to 2 points. We move on to game 2. It's Keegan Brown against Jamie Kelling.
You will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart for that.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart at tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Jurgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He's 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs 1 more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the 1 treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.
Game. Go. And the Modus Super Series 11 champion, Jeff Smith.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. Before the break, Lewis Gurney got the better of Steve West by 4 legs to 2. Next up for us, it's Keegan Brown and Jamie Kelling going toe-to-toe on the stage. Now, Keegan Brown has had quite an arduous journey over waters to get here on this Thursday night. Getting over on the ferry, which I hear now has been shut for the night. He got pretty much the last crossing over before they decided to batten up the hatches because of the tumultuous weather conditions around the south coast. Up against Jamie Kelling, whose trip was up the A303 from Andover to Portsmouth this evening, but the darts will be of Route 1 proportions for JK tonight. It's pink, it's yellow, and talking of yellow, here's Owen Binks, your referee for the night. He's heading to Coldplay tomorrow for the 115th time this tour.
First leg, it's Keegan to throw first. Game
Well, forget
on.
about yellow. He'll be looking at the stars. Keegan Brown, one of the stars of the Super Series. But are they going to shine for you here on Pluto TV?
43.
And all the things that they do will be called in by Glenn Durrant.
55.
I'm just sort of intrigued where Keegan Brown's
98.
game is at. A good friend, a colleague here at the Modus Super Series as well, and I guess someone I sat with for maybe 3 years on the PDC tour.
49.
I think he's had that. I mean, for such a young man, you know, already, it just feels like he's been on the tour
59.
for such a long time, isn't he? Now he's fighting. You know, he wants to be a professional player. But I'm a big believer, Henry, in life that sometimes you have to take a step backwards to move forwards.
140.
But like I say, it's in normal circumstances he would fancy his chances. But I do like Jamie Kelling. He's always very impressive. He's a player where his main priority is the Modus Super Series. Difficult to get head-to-heads on players because he's never really done the circuit.
This is really him, really. This bit of
33.
ADC.
Keegan Everett 107.
That's what makes him tick. That's what he prefers to play in. And who are we to judge that?
58.
He's he come back off of a holiday, having recently enjoyed his birthday. But I think one of the real inspirations is his son,
100.
Freddie.
Keegan Everett 112.
Taking his darts seriously now is Jamie. He's wearing a dart shirt. As Keegan looks at tops. And he's looking at a 1-0 lead. A super start for Keegan Brown.
Second leg is Jamie to throw first.
Up
Game on.
and running. Now, if we know one thing about Keegan is there'll be plenty of water in supply tonight because he is one of the
100.
biggest H2O swallowers on the circuit.
God, I've learned some
41.
information today, sat with you, Henry. From 6th century Louth, I'm still trying to get over. To what else have you?
Constriction in Denmark.
81.
Wow.
There you go. 2 glasses of water every game for Keegan Brown. Thirsty boy.
60.
I mean, I know it's my age, but Matthew Edgar counted how many times I went to the toilet at a Pro Tour once. And in Germany this week, at an exhibition I was involved in,
140.
it's €1 to go to the toilet. So I actually lost money on Tuesday.
100.
Well, you don't have to spend a penny here on Pluto TV because all the action is live.
82.
Keegan.
139.
Decent set-up
Jennifer,
turn,
198.
but Kelling what on 98 to level this game up at 1 apiece and to make it a hold apiece.
That's awkward.
58.
That dart stands
Keegan,
up. That
number
could easily
161.
ricochet into the treble. It was a beautiful start with a 1-1-2 for Keegan Brown. This would be so much better, and it's on.
119. Jamie, you require 40.
Well, that was halfway over the Solent, that dart. Double 10.
Game on the
Just
second
squeaks
leg.
into the
Jamie
corner.
Kelling.
And we are back on level terms at one apiece.
Third leg, it's Keegan to throw first. Game on.
Well, for Keegan Brown, the last 12 months has seen a lot of things change in his career, losing a tour card, becoming a commentator. But he's had to also deal with something that has never happened in his career before, and that is be Isle of Wight's #2 player.
123.
Yeah, I've become quite friendly with Joe Hunt. They've had a monstrous practice session to get Keegan ready for this week. Something like 70, 80 legs between them and nothing hardly to separate them. But what wonderful practice it was for Keegan to come at this week and deliver the goods.
I think his year, if we're going to be fair about it, has been very hit and miss. The good bits have been very good. A couple of Challenge Tour finals. But other than that, there's not really too much to report home for Keegs.
Yeah, it's almost like you're reading my notes because it's pretty much verbatim what I've wrote down about Keegan's season so far.
Keegan,
as a player, he knows it's in there. I think he's doing so many other things with his job, his little bit of commentary work that he's doing as well. Is it a sign of lack of match practice, a lack of preparation? I guess only Keegan would know the difference there. That's the perfect dart for Kelling.
Incidentally, if you ever need a spreadsheet done, speak to Keegan, because he's an absolute whiz at Excel. And he's looking to excel in this particular contest.
74.
Double 16.
50. Jamie, you require
Kicks the wire with double 12. Kelly looking at 135 for the break. I'll tell you what, if he finds the treble, he's got the most immaculate guide for the ball, but unable to find.
63. Kicking in require 24.
For a 2-1 lead. Such a good marker, that one. A brilliant angle, but as that one's where he's definitely looking at that topper.
12.
Wow.
Jamie requires 72.
Well, this is a bona fide chance here for Kelling. One dart at tops. Is all he needs to seize the initiative.
Jamie Kelling.
2-1 Kelling, break accrued.
Is it fair to say that
Jamie to throw first. Game on.
Is it fair to say Jamie Kelling's been second best in this game? Yet he leads 2-1. So that'll sting. That'll hurt Keegan Brown. When you're talking about things need to change 70. In 2025 for Keegan Brown, I've never been a fan of the needle as a nickname. Using that word brown, surely golden would be a good one. Texture like sun.
Great track, that. I mean, the reason behind the nickname The Needle, because he's on the Isle of Wight. The capital of the Isle of Wight is Needles, 100. And he works in a biology lab day by day, and suppose you use needles in that kind of profession.
100.
There is a story behind the pink shirt, which has become synonymous with Keegan over the years. He turned up to the Grand Slam of Darts once, tried to iron a shirt. The shirt got buggered.
58.
So his significant other went to a local supermarket to buy a pink polo shirt. Won in said
100.
Pink polo shirt. And the rest is history, as they say. Either that or he's a big fan of Scott 59. Mitchell.
Oh, nicking the jokes of the production team. That's a low blow.
Particularly the guy I nicked the joke off of.
135. $80. Keegan in require 85.
For a level plane. For double 14. The Mensa Sulovic.
57. Jamie at 134.
1-3-4 for 3-1. Tops. Not to be, and so Keegan will get more opportunities. 1 for 9 in terms of his doubling in this contest.
It is a double he favours, but you've won like double 7 now. It's awkward now. It's a must hit, and now Jamie Kelling's a big favourite for this match.
32.
Look at a double 16 to move 2 clear. Try and bump off of that. But this is awkward. There's not much of the target to find. You can see from the overhead angle.
Keegan require 14.
Just moves to the inside, and Keegan being presented more opportunities. This time decides to split. Double two. Not even close. Well, that was very close. As close as you could get.
Jamie require 16.
Mr. Consistency, we call Jamie Kelling. Far from that in this really scrappy game.
Game on
He
the
gets there in the
Jamie
end, but the
Kelling.
startling stat for me is Keegan Brown 1 from 14 on the doubles.
Fifth leg, it's Keegan to throw first. Game on.
And ironically, the only leg he's won in this game is with a 112 checkout. Make of that what you will. Well,
100.
it's been fun so far, but the entertainment will ratchet up another notch in a few moments' time, because the Prince of Wales will make his bow on this Thursday night.
135.
Richard Burnett will take on Lewis Gurney in Game 3 of the night.
I'm sure Richie will have been surprised and shocked, because in the players' area they do have a TV. And I'm sure when that slide came up showing him the outside of the group, that might just given him the motivation for tonight. Beware the speaker.
57.
Jamie's flight popped off midway through Keegan's last visit there. Absolutely unintentional, and just wanted to apologise for that.
96.
Creeping towards the finishing line.
Yeah, this is going to sting Keegan Brown. I thought early on showed good signs.
80.
Worrying stat has been the doubles.
Require 130.
Jamie Kelling hasn't been spectacular. Solid, but not spectacular. But he is moments away for his open victory. Sensible
90.
play with the last one. And he will be back for what's now been a routine victory.
As good a treble 20 it was, and as much he wanted treble 20, it was almost too good a treble 20 in that particular spot.
45.
Because I tell you what, if Keegan was on a finish,
require
that was perfect for a
40.
second to sit alongside. But that, absolutely irrelevant. He's got 6 if he wants it at tops, and he only needs the 1. That's a 13 darter to round it off for Jamie Kelling. The Keegan Brown, he missed 13 darts and a double in that contest, and that was his undoing. But for JK, his night is off to the perfect start. A 4-1 win over Keegan Brown. Coming up next, Richie Burnett takes on Lewis Gurney.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series for this Group B action. And we have seen 4 of the 5 players so far. And early wins for Lewis Gurney. A surprise victory, inverted commas, over the favourite going into that. It's Steve West. And a really pretty disappointing display on the outer ring from Keegan Brown in a poor performance against Jamie Kelling. He just picked up the scraps before putting the afterburners on. But I was impressed with Lewis Gurney. But the 5th player, does he need any introduction? 58-year-old now is Richie Burnett. I mean, there's characters, Henry, and then there's Richie Burnett, and he just seems to enjoy that stage these days. He's one of those players that almost, we talked about the players being synonymous to the Modus Super Series, and yeah, I guess his characteristics up there, his love affair with the speaker, anything can happen over the next 10-15 minutes.
Shall we start the night off with a Richie Burnett story? Yes, we will. Because I had a little chat with Richie, saw him in the corridor before play got underway. As you do, shake his hand. Richie, how are you?
Game on.
Terrible, he said. I've gone, why? Why are you feeling bad tonight, Richie? He's gone, well, everything's gone right. I had a nice, easy journey up. I'm feeling good about myself,
43.
which means something's going to go wrong. I said, yeah, but surely you must be feeling great about yourself. He's gone, spend half an hour in my space and you'll know exactly how I'm feeling.
96.
So Richie Burnett is in typical Richie Burnett form. So far this year, he's lost in 2 pairs
37.
finals and ripped off a coat of paint at a local darts club, accidentally. So he played in a local tournament and he was playing on the end board. Now, to put into context where the end board was as Lewis Gurney hits a max, it's very close to a wall. Burnett moved over, did the
60.
Richie Burnett scorpion kick, and it took half of the paint, newly fresh paint, my ad, on the wall out. They had to paint over it for the next week.
Yeah, I think I said it at the beginning of the show, if anyone should write a book about your experience of darts, because in the midst of all the chaos of the life of Richie Burnett, there's
39.
been an incredible dart
85.
player. Speaking of incredible dart players, Lewis Gurney has been superb tonight.
Game shown the first
12
leg.
darts, a break, a throw.
Lewis
He has
Gurney.
gone under the radar. You're shaking your head, Henry, because
Second leg against Lewis.
we weren't sure.
Game on.
We almost were saying, I think 4 from 5 could qualify, because we sort of looked at his stats. We listened to that interview that he had.
180.
Was he playing us all the time, Henry?
Well, where has this come from? Because he has been a human helter-skelter of performance
68.
recently, Lewis Gurney. And at the minute, he is at the absolute summit and peak of his powers.
81.
This is rampageous from the Sussexian.
What? You create your own dictionary, you.
60.
Yeah, when I talk about the skills of Richie Burnett.
60.
1995, we go back to when he was the world champion. He was superb. I remember going to the Gold Cup as a representing Cleveland. Everyone had the dart shirts on, and he rocked up with just a plain T-shirt. He was superb. He demolished the field.
82.
Incredible he was.
Do you want to know why Sussex is called Sussex?
Not really. I'd rather talk about the darts, but I'm sure you're going to go for it in the midst of national service in Scandinavia and the cultural aspects of all follicalizations.
59. Lewis, you require
It's actually
98.
derived from South Saxons.
Treble 17. Treble 10. I'm expecting another bullseye. That's
57.
good play. And also a sign of confidence as well. He leaves a 2-darter. Henry, we could be talking about 2 wins out of 2 for Lewis Gurney very soon. And it almost feels like I need to go and apologise to him, because I didn't
85.
really think
Lewis, you require 41.
he would be doing the damage. But he's an England international. That's a bit of a messy. It's a little bit lazy dart, this one. Can he just tidy it up?
27.
Shouldn't have left himself on double 7. He's frustrated there.
Require 129.
Can Burnett pounce?
Well, he needs a spark because it hasn't got going at all so far this evening. And it's not going to get going here. And so Gurney will
57.
return free in hand at
Lewis, you require 40.
double 7 to double his lead. Well, now this could get a little bit awkward.
Games
Ignore.
on the second
2-0.
leg. Lewis
Mops it up.
Gurney.
Yeah, well, stratospheric averages halfway
Third leg,
through
it's
that game,
Richie
but
to
in
throw
the end it
first.
was just a
Game.
21 leg holder throw for Lewis Gurney, but that's all he needed, because Burnett really has not started this match whatsoever. That comfortable drive to the
100.
venue, that feeling good about yourself. Something's got to go wrong. Well, he has not started well so far.
59.
At least he didn't have to go and buy a new kettle between sessions.
So you spent £18. Don't worry about it.
Hey, I saved £6 with my club card.
There you go.
140.
If you want me to start a GoFund page to get you the £18 back, I can try that for you.
100.
Bought a beautiful brand new mug though as well. Aren't these lovely, these little blue mugs that we've got now?
Why don't you buy 7 kettles for your 7 houses?
59.
No, I'll get the butler to do that tomorrow.
100. $100.
Best leg of the match here for Richie Burnett. No sign of no speaker, no sign of the scorpion
60.
kick, no
Richie,
sign
you
of
require
anything really coming from
102.
Richie Burnett right now.
It's uncharacteristically flat. But is this the spark? Is this the blue touch paper being lit?
86.
But the double 16 goes inside.
$60. Richie requires 16.
To get on the board. A little move over, also a little shuffle to move over as well.
8.
That would have settled him down in this game.
Lewis, you require 122.
And Gurney, who just seems to be doing enough at the moment, he's going to get a dart for 3-0. It's double 7.
150.
That was a wonderful effort.
Richie, you
Well,
require
how that really would have knocked
8.
the stuffing out the Prince of Wales if that went. But Burnett handed free at double 4. And
Games
Julie
on the
obliging
third leg.
eventually to get off the
Richie
mark.
Burnett.
I'll never forget when he left the
Fourth leg
building
is Lewis
after
to throw
the
first.
pairs
Game on.
event, after he lost to Kurt Parry. He's gone, oh, I'm disappointed. Why? I've had too much fun.
180.
You won't be having fun right now.
Not 3 180s for Lewis Gurney, but yeah, that combination. Kurt Parry for me is one of my favourite players.
96.
I'm not going to call him an underachiever, but God, his throw is so good.
140.
I was talking about a Welsh player there. I was almost thinking of Mark Salmon for a second there. I thought, don't, be careful, Glenn, be careful. But Kurt Parry and Richie Burnett, the combination with them two is first class. Kurt Parry never looks like missing when he's playing with Richie as well.
96.
And Kurt has the best time playing with Richie. Has the absolute best time. Enjoys it. And I think actually we don't quite understand how much of a household name Richie Burnett is in Wales until you speak to players from that country.
35.
Well, they won't enjoy that one.
We should require 85.
Could do with the help of Kurt Parry right now. Like that for double 8.
69.
Been a superb start. But we're getting to that stage of the season now where we're thinking about players. So we see regular on the Modus Super Series are going to go and get a tour card next year.
125.
And for me, Kurt Parry would be high on that list every single time. As Gurney looks at double 4. This for a 3-1 lead.
Games on the fourth leg. Lewis.
Well,
Gurney.
double 4 he's found. Gurney's 3-1 up. I'll tell you what, in the next game, that can be
Fifth
our
leg, it's Richie to throw
little
first.
game. We'll pick
Game.
5 players to look out for at Q School from the Modus Super Series this year.
Yeah, you asked me that question
60.
last year. I think I was sort of involved with Paul Starr as well. I think Paul was keen to hear my... I don't think I got any right.
91.
You know, I think I went down the Jimmy Van Ski. I went down for the Steve West. You know, I think everyone I sort of ruined it a little bit for them.
60.
Andreas Harrison. I said he was a cert.
Well, I'll give you a caveat rule. We're not going to put Bo in there because Bo will probably get a card via another means. Darius the
50th.
same. Stefan Belmont the same. Well, definitely Darius. I'd be stunned if he's going to have to collapse basically in the last challenge tour of the year to not get a card.
4-1-80s in this game. Yeah, I mentioned the fact I was at the Challenge Tour recently, and do you know, I thoroughly
85.
enjoyed it, but it was just a Modus Super Series reunion. We do have the best players here at the Live Lounge, we really do.
Well, proof was in the pudding. 23 players last year got their tour card through playing here last year. Only one
59.
player on the UK Q
Richie
School
requires
retained his card.
66.
That player was Adam Warner. As Burnett here looks at 66 to keep this contest going a little bit longer. Double 18, his favourite double.
48.
Moves inside.
$58. Richie require 18.
Gurney will have the darts in the next leg.
Games on the 5th leg, Richie
Richie Burnett pings that double 9. Hasn't been brilliant for Burnett, but he's very, very much in this game. It's almost like,
Lewis to throw first.
well, he's gone
Game
to the
on.
speaker. He's gone for the inspiration. And Gurney.
59.
That's an error. That's a mistake. The shaking of the head has come. First real chance for Richie Burnett in this match.
$85.
Well, Burnett kind of half punishes. But still, the door open for Lewis Gurney.
128.
Piles in a couple of triples and now puts himself back in charge of the leg.
Yeah, I just love that side-on view. And we talk about, well, I go on about the fact of less movement, the better. Then Richie Burnett gets up in there. And I'd also Lewis Gurney, because he has that almost, not John Henderson-like, but he has that rock and roll movement. Look at that. So just look at that nose on that World Super Series there.
98.
But he gets it right each time. Please don't put the side on view for Richie. This could be fun.
Good luck, camera up. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out.
Wow. Look at the head going back as well.
100.
Well, we had the good, the bad, and the ugly with those 3 darts. Look at that movement.
85.
But it works. He's been absolutely terrific tonight as Lewis Gurney. And he's 131 points away from 2 wins out of 2. But finally, the pressure.
121. Lewis, you've got
Well,
131.
I don't think we need to tell you how Richie felt about that. Because when he comes back, it's 155.
39. Richie require
However,
155.
That is not good from Lewis Gurney. Is there another twist in this match? Gurney has been far the better player.
90. Lewis, you require
But Burnett
92.
is asking questions right now. Is Gurney up for the challenge? What a dart that is. What a finish that is. He's having a fantastic night as Lewis Gurney. Richie Burnett really didn't come out the traps, and for 2 legs, he really hadn't a treble at any point. But Lewis Gurney, if you'd have said to him at the beginning of the night, you've got Steve West game 1, you've got Richie Burnett game 3, but you've won 2 wins out of 2. He was the better player, and a stunning way to win it. We move on to game 4, and already it's a big game because it's Steve West against Keegan Brown.
$54. Charlie require 164. $44. $32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls of this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score, leaves himself on a 2 darter.
26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last two darts, but he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the stage,
Charlie
approaching the
require
Yoki with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
require
he's gone to
118.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George
require
Gay wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's giving George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Gay
Couldn't get the job
gets it.
done.
Got out the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Skate.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Skate!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. Before the break, Lewis Gurney got the better of Richie Burnett by 4 legs to 2. Game 4 is a meeting between Steve West and Keegan Brown. Both players looking to ignite their campaigns of a first victory. For Steve, he lost 4-2 to Lewis Gurney in the opening game of the in-rise. Keegan Brown missed 13 darts and a double in a 4-1 loss to Jamie Kelling in his opening match. Before the break, we saw Lewis Gurney beat Richie Burnett 4-2, as I say, to pick up his second win. It's the man from Sussex that leads the way, as a man now residing of Hampshire and a man who resides from the Isle of Wight go head-to-head in this one, refereed by a man from Colchester in Essex.
Game on.
Never mind the darts. Can we get that strapline changed? The commentators with Glenn Durran first, then Henry Deacon second, please.
125.
Alphabetical order, Glenn.
Then I would go first.
Last name.
43.
Me.
It's not often we can sort of look at head-to-heads away from the Modus Super
100.
Series. But it was fascinating to see that their first game, Henry, goes all the way back to a Players' Championship in 2012.
83.
13, 14 years getting on foot. First time they met. 5 times they've met. 4 first-round Players' Championships over the years. But they did have a last...
104.
They did have a last 16, but you have to go all the way back to 2018 for that one. Keegan Brown coming out in Dublin when the Players' Championship was the day before the World Grand Prix.
Steve, you're 136.
Steve had his highlights in Dublin, of course, famously deposing of Philip Douglas
56.
Taylor at the City West. Shame we're never going to go back really to that venue, isn't it? Leicester's kind of become the home now. The World Grand Prix has been renewed for another year in 2026.
50. Steve, you're requiring 80.
Shame because Ireland really did become the home of that particular competition, as West went tops with Keegan not on a finish.
60.
He went for the Terry Nash. Time on his side, but still went fairly aggressive on the 80 finish there. I think Steve West just using that little bit of experience. He'll have been disappointed with that opening defeat to Lewis Gurney. He knows the importance of this game. He started well. Can he see it out? 5-5 wasn't a great help in the first game. No problem whatsoever. So the worrying signs for Keegan Brown are still there.
Second leg, it's Keegan to throw first. Game on.
Fully locked in, fully focused on the task.
96.
Steve West, the loser of this game, has a big task for the rest of the night to try and make up ground, and that's particularly in terms of Steve West's case with games against Jamie Kelling and
57.
Richie Burnett to conclude proceedings with Keegan, Lewis Gurney, and Richie will finish off his quota of matches
60
on this Thursday. Now, in the previous game, we were talking about players to look out for at Q-School in 2026, and
85.
I've got my 5 players jotted down on my notepad as to who I think could get a card next year. Anybody from the Super Series that you think could stand a good chance of being on the Pro Tour and come next year?
I like your 5. Read them out. I think players that maybe that wouldn't have been first, in my opinion. Say Kerr Parry was the first one that sort of comes to my mind. But I do like the shout of Ted Evans that you've come up with, and the other 4 very interesting.
Yeah, I'll give you my full list in the next leg as Keegan
60.
looks to level up at 1 apiece. Now, the irony was the only time he won a leg in his previous game against Jamie Kelling was with a ton plus finish. He missed the 13 darts at double
34.
thereafter. But he's got plenty of time on sides here to square this game. Or has he? Because a big intervention here from Steve West would change the whole complexion of things.
140.
Well, as experienced as Keegan Brown is, I wasn't so keen on that last dart. He's making a real mess of this. It's bullseye.
Game shot in the second
mess.
leg.
What mess?
Keegan Brown.
2 finishes, 112 and a bullseye finish.
Third leg, it's Steve to throw first.
And the reason I thought he made a little bit of a mess of that was going to the 13s, where if he'd have stayed on the 19s, he's guaranteeing himself a 2-darter. But a huge sigh of relief for Keegan Brown. The most important one was just to get a leg on the board. 1-1 back in the game. Can he now find that scoring power?
58.
Yeah, the 5 that I had, actually, I'm tempted to make a late change on one of them. But for me,
55.
the 5 would be Ted Evans, Charlie Manby, Derek Coulson, Shane McGurk.
39.
I'm tempted to change my 5th one. Tempted to change my 5th one.
140.
Are you going to tell us then, or are we waiting for this leg to finish? Or
well, number 5 for me was not Keegan Brown, despite hitting a 180. It was Sam Spivey. But I'm
93.
tempted to put Andreas Harrison in there.
he was my banker last year, was Andreas.
100.
Yeah, there's a couple of Yorkshire players as well, believe it or not. I don't know if he's going to Q School, but the one person that stood out for me a challenge to Scott Waits. He looked as good as ever as Keegan. Tries to set up now this 1-2-4. It's a beautiful last dart.
Steve, you require 144.
Steve West was a big favourite going into this group, being it was almost like as a pundit would already put him through to Saturday night. He's got work to do.
I'll tell you who else wouldn't surprise me if he got a card this
96.
year. And this may feel left field as Keegan goes to 32.
Game shot on the
2-1 lead breaker throw.
Keegan Brown.
Someone like a David Davis.
Fourth leg, it's Keegan to throw first.
Maybe not on points, but he's got the type of game that on a given day could possibly win one of the four.
Yeah, he had a strange challenge to it. He won one. And then the next day, did he average under 60? Or It was pretty strange, but yeah, very similar for me to Jamie Kelling.
47.
Very consistent. I've stood behind him and played him, and I'm not so sure he's got the afterburners, but then he went to, he's had the experience now on the Players' Championship.
80.
Another bounce out for Steve. He doesn't look happy at the moment, does he? Oh, I think he looked up to you. I think he's blaming you.
Blame me all you want. You threw the dart.
Oh, acting all hard, are you behind it?
137.
Oh, I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
I'm not going to stick up for you.
I'm sure we'll have some banter about that tomorrow night.
I don't think I'd leave it till tomorrow, because I tell you what, he doesn't look in the mood right now. Do you begin to worry for either of these players if they lose 2 out of 2?
59.
They're experienced enough players that they can get themselves out of a mess, and particularly in Steve's case, he's been in this situation before. If he could pick up a couple of wins towards the end of the night, then he can rectify the situation. But the problem he's got is he's a breakdown, and Keegan's doing the job with the darts at this present moment in time.
I think his biggest opponent is himself right now, Steve. He's
109.
fighting with himself. These are not good signs right now for Steve, but as you mentioned, he's
60.
one of our heroes
Keegan
on that stage. But he's going to have to find
139.
something right now, because Keegan really has got grips of this as he looks at 82 points. Hasn't been great on the bull, has he? Until that bull finish there. I think that's the reason he went for it on the 82.
80.
He'll take that and leaves a 2-darter.
Well, this is how 2 games can not be the same. Keegan's performances tonight have been the
45.
pontification of that, because he was 1 out of 14 in his opening game, and if he pins this first time, he'd be 3 out of 3 here.
Game shot on the 4th leg.
Crazy stuff.
Keegan Brown.
Absolute crazy.
5th leg, it's Steve to throw first.
Now,
Game on.
3 from 3 on the bottom there, and as Henry's just mentioned, 1 from 14. He had a nightmare in his opening game. Go figure.
60.
It's a funny old game, Jim. It's a funny old game.
Yeah, big weekend of darts coming as well, Henry. The World Series of Darts finals in Amsterdam. We had a little chat about that this morning.
99.
Who's your tip to win? I went with Gerwin Price.
It's hard, really, to bet against him at this present moment in time, but
81.
there's a number of players, and I'll tell you one thing, don't discredit Johnny Clayton this year.
I had a feeling you were going to say that, and I certainly wouldn't.
174.
As Owen Binks shouts out the 174. And Keegan Brown
100.
looking really good. This is that classic bounce back ability, because he looks all over the place in game 1. Look at him now. He looks beautiful.
174.
Go on, Owen Binks.
Well, Keegan is finding a purple patch. Steve finds a max, but is that going to be in vain? He hasn't missed a dart at a double in this game. He's not going to miss any darts whatsoever at the outer ring, and that's an 11-darter to finish things off. And Steve West is left to do nothing else but smile at the brilliance of his opponent there, put his foot on the throat and finish the job off. An 11-darter for Keegan Brown to round it off. A perfect performance on the outer ring. 4 from 4 on his doubles. He beat Steve West by 4 legs to 1. Coming up next, it's JK and RB.
Oh, he's gone for 3 bulls. There's one of them. There's the second. This would be amazing.
Yes! What a finish! Oh, Thomas Banks, that has made my week.
He does and he finds. The Arrow sends out an instant statement of intent.
And the Modus Super Series.
No mistake from Gemma Hater.
Maybe he could go 25 first and leave himself double 18 off the back of the 1-2-1.
Oh, that is absolutely classy from Jamie Lewis.
Might want to stay in your seat. Absolutely majestic. Did you enjoy that, Jamie? We all did. That was wonderful. Hello. Goodbye. Second one of the week. And thank you very much for coming.
Tallest man in the place.
Oh my word!
And the match, Milton.
World Championship quality needed.
Yeah, some seriously big names next week. It's going to be a really exciting one. That Group A looks really appetising. Neil Duff is a headline act every time he comes here. Richie Howson now into Group A. There's a name there in Jamie Atkins which really stands out for me. The speediness of Tommy Morris in Group B. Gemma Hayter we saw there on the VT. She'll fancy her chances. But look out also for Robbie Martin, who's doing good things as well in Group C. But some really but opportunities there. But Neil Duff for me, Henry, is the one that really stands out next week.
Well, he's looking for number 5 himself. Hello, everybody from the live lounge in Portsmouth once again. Game 5 sees Burnett and Kelling go head-to-head. For Jamie, an opportunity to join Lewis Gurney on 4 points in the group. For Richie, looking to get his... Oh, go away. Go away. Whoever did that, get out.
They missed the letters after my name as well.
What letters are they?
PL2020.
Beep, 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 beep. That's the Glenn Dunk one, the Premier League alert done for the night.
To throw first.
Well,
Game on.
We saw Gary Lineker get Presenter of the Year. It's really important, I believe, that you need people with knowledge and experience of the game to then put the mic in the hand and deliver the goods.
That's why Paul Nicholson was here earlier this week.
Actually, we've just been saying off air how good he is at his job, haven't we, to be fair, if he's listening, or if he's watching even. I'm saying listening because I said I really admire that innovation now of darts on the radio. I think it's absolutely fabulous, and he's a joy to listen to.
Audio commentary is about painting pictures with words because you can't see them yourself. And actually, darts,
60.
even though on paper may not sound as if you can, but actually it could be a very illustrative medium and a very illustrative form. And I think darts on the radio has amplified
95.
that particular landscape, all the sights, the colours, the scenes. It can be painted so beautifully, and that's what the radio team do.
You've got the attributes for radio darts. You've got the hairline for it anyway.
Do you know what? I genuinely mean this. Anybody who works in radio and have worked on TV, they'll genuinely tell you that radio gives you more satisfaction in a commentary sense.
60. Jamie, you require 170.
It's been a comfortable night for Jamie Kelling. Nothing comfortable about the big fish. We've seen it once already today.
145.
Can't get much closer than that.
$125. Jamie, require 25.
JK looking at 25. He's going to get one dart in his hand at double 4, which goes on the inside. And
Richie,
the indication maybe with the hand there was maybe it was pulled with a little bit of shoulder. But with an outside chance. Treble 18 for tops. Tops it is. Well, he's threatened nothing all night and he nearly found a ton topper.
Well,
he's been in total control of this first leg as JK.
James on the first
He'd be
leg.
relieved, and you just saw the facial expression there. He's not had to play brilliant tonight as Jamie Kelling.
Richie to throw first. Game on.
I'm not really sure how he felt about his performances in Group A. We spoke a lot about it this afternoon. Chaos, we called it. Group A was a
81.
group where Damien Grimes was topping it for 2 days, and then it was just player after player saying, you can have it, you can have it. And JK was in the mix for that. But if you don't win Group A, Group B is often where you want to play because of the timings and the permutations from 3 from 5. But just at the back of my mind, Henry, is the fact that
100.
I don't like Jimmy Van Ski having 2 days off.
I thought you could say you didn't like Jimmy Van Ski for a second. The only person in the world that would say that.
I wanted to pick the trophy up with you
60.
standing next to him again.
Should have seen the international pairs when Danny Van Schaik was stood either side of me in JVS.
$26.
Jimmy Van Ski actually went out and seen the sights of Portsmouth. He looked down at the Spinnaker Tower.
140.
Well, that must have lasted all of 2 minutes. Have you just said something funny there?
Yeah.
58.
I'll say it again. I missed it.
Nope. The comedian don't tell the same joke twice. However, I will. I said Jimmy Van Ski went out to see the sights of Ports of the day and he looked down at the Spinnaker Tower.
100.
Laugh!
What if I knew what the Spinnaker Tower is? Did you say?
Yeah, you know the great big thing that you see on the drive-in? The great big pointy thing. The tower.
96. Jamie requires
But a 2-0 lead.
76.
76 points needed. Decision to make here. 4 tops.
36. Richie require 140.
Well, Burnett looking at 140 to level the game up at 1-1. Another. He's got history with his finish here. He's got history with his finish here. But history will not repeat
120.
itself.
Jamie require 40.
Much to his emotional tumultuary.
Game shot on the second
Kelling
leg.
breaks and doubles up his lead, 2-0.
Jamie Kelling. Third leg, it's Jamie to throw first. Game on.
Yes, we call that Burnett cam, don't we? He's been fairly reserved tonight, hasn't he?
56.
That's because he's happy about things, which has made him unhappy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he'd be happy about the situation right now. He was second best in that defeat to Lewis Gurney.
100.
He hasn't shown a great deal in this one. He is averaging sort of mid-80s. Just had the 2 darts and a double, but Kelling doesn't have to be brilliant to be leading this game 2-0.
45.
We want more, Richie.
You want?
140.
Well, that was a bit better.
Yeah, ton 40 is more akin to the Richie Burnett we know and love so much.
100.
Perfect first dart. Now he's beginning to go through the motions and through the gears a bit.
Yeah, it's great for a dart player. Ton 40, ton 40, ton 40.
100. Richie require 81.
Is he beginning his campaign tonight because it's been such a slow start? He'll look over to say that Kelling's on 200. So the decision was to not finish with the bravado or the bullseye, but again, made pretty much a mess of that. And I guess for Kelling here, if he can put some pressure, that is the perfect dart for Kelling. Disappointed with that.
Richie require 55.
Well, there's so much improved leg. 55 left after 12, potential 14 darter. Forget potential, that is a 14.
Richie Burnett.
That's a break, and the game returns to throw at 2-1.
Full flag, it's Richie to throw first. Game on.
Well, we've seen every play this week. I did sort of say I would. Jimmy Van Ski for me, is it any difference come Saturday night?
I'm going to be honest with you, he just becomes a stronger and stronger favourite every single time I watch another game. No one's done anything yet to impress me. Well, in terms of winning a week, anyway.
35.
Well, imagine a 9 darter from Richie Burnett.
I'm like Shania Twain. That don't impress me much.
60.
Shania what?
Shania Twain.
Yeah, what was the first name you called her?
Shania.
Shania. I tell you what, you've come up with words today which, yeah,
85.
just blow the mind.
Shania Twain, who is also a mode of transport for me.
140.
You should never have to explain your jokes as a comedian. He's trying to do it. Ah, got it. Yeah, got it.
140. Richie, 121.
Will Burnett get it? Because all of a sudden, he is playing the darts we expected from him. His scoring power in the previous leg meant you want, after 9 darts, you wanted 81. In this one, it was 1-2-1.
89.
Set of players much better. And for Kelling, can he have the counter attack?
$67.
So double 60 for a level game and 2-2. Double 8, but there's a lot of flight in the way.
Game on the
Manages to manoeuvre a way through. He would have only had half a sight to that target, but half a sight was all he needed to square the game up.
Game on.
The speaker was impressed.
Oh, dare.
96.
Yeah, looking forward to the next game. Lewis Gurney has the opportunity to keep that unbeaten run going, but he is up against Keegan Brown, who I have to say was very impressive in that win over Steve West.
140.
And more importantly than that, Game 6 will be when we will do the Tungsten teaser for our Thursday night.
Yay. The crowd goes wild.
Oh, it's a good one tonight. I've actually tested this one out with a couple of our crew before we got underway. It's a good one.
Speaking of good ones,
162.
3 trebles. I think Owen enjoyed that one. He's had a couple of 174s tonight, a 162.
And I thought he was going to save his voice for Coldplay tomorrow night. But Jamie Kelling's just beginning to find that higher power here.
Jamie, 143.
Forget Vida La Vida. This game could be going bye to bye for Richie Burnett here.
97.
Yeah, he felt like he did the hard work to get back into this game at 2-0 down Richie Burnett.
40.
This time his scoring power has been nowhere near. And this one's been all about Jamie Kelling. You can just see getting his breathing right. That's absolutely fine for double 8.
Game on the
14 darter. JK goes 1 away.
14 darter for the man in yellow. And once, twice, 3 times it's gone wrong for Richie Burnett. Well, the man in yellow's 3-2 up, and if he loses this game, Richie Burnett may need a hymn for the weekend.
I mean, you have mentioned that Owen's going to see Coldplay 11 times today. But my question is, why would you go and see a band that you saw last week? I don't sing the same songs? And
77.
Can you explain that to me? I mean, he even told me he's got a spare ticket. I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, he was looking to find a friend to go with, and he couldn't find one.
I'd rather go and see Shania Twain.
97.
in fairness, I went with him last week, and it was actually a decent performance.
25.
Did you have to put him on your shoulders so you could see? Because he's only a little man like Dennis Wise.
121.
He had a very good night, let's put it that way. He very much
51.
enjoyed himself.
Jamie Kelling could have a great night if he can get over the line here against Richie Burnett.
60.
Could we be going to our last leg decider? Because Burnett total control of this leg. But Kelling, in the back of his mind, will know he has the
60.
darts.
Richie require
And
140.
what could be a crucial 7th leg.
Are we heading to the Adam Hills?
56.
Those that know.
Think of the wider audience.
100.
What, for those outside the UK? Yeah, good point. 86 required for Burnett to take us all the way.
Yeah, the fact that Kelling has left to finish now will mean that Richie should stay on the 18's bed. And what that means is a bullseye finish. Opportunity
53.
for Kelling.
Jamie,
It's a biggie.
148.
And he's not going to oblige. So Burnett looking at 33
112.
to make it 3-3.
Richie
And if he
requires
doesn't get,
33.
Kelling's on a double to win it.
Game show on the 6th
But
leg.
Burnett does
Richie
take us
Burnett.
to the last leg, which is a TV programme in the UK presented by Adam
Final against
Hills.
Jamie to throw first. Game on.
I don't think it's going to catch on.
Your jokes or the TV show?
Well, it's been on TV
100.
for 13 years now. Debuted for the London Paralympics in 2012.
140.
Deacon muses and says to himself, I'm going to come up with
93.
another one-liner. I've never met anyone so David Brent as you, Henry.
There's David Brent, more Alan
121.
Partridge, I think, would be the more appropriate character. Or Will Mackenzie from the In-Betweeners.
126.
The second time he had the 162. Tidy match this one. They're just around the 90 average, which is a good indicator that both are playing absolutely fine.
140.
Some real demonstration, some real good score in this game from Richie Burnett. He's found something from somewhere, and if he can just leave this game with 1 win out of 2, I think he'd be really happy with that. But we are down to the wire.
100.
It opens the group up for interpretation as well. Remember, 3 from 5 go through. Lewis Gurney would be the man at the top of the table, a bit of breathing space. Everybody else would be around the same point. Burnett going tops and able to find, and the last dart a bit of a disaster. And so Kelling here looking at 82 to make it 2 from 2. Remember, he was the second favourite for a dart, was Phobie. Ain't going to get a dart here.
42.
Well, both
Richie
players making a bit of
79.
a mess of that, but Richie Burnett to only score 1 point. But what a dart that is. Big dart.
Big miss. He stares and twists and turns into the abyss.
Jamie, you require 40.
Well, Kelling just trying to concentrate in his job. There's a bit of a smile there, but he's just gathering his thoughts. Is it telling for Kelling? It's his big dart.
No score.
Was what was going on.
Richie
Off-putting for Jamie Kelling in the end.
Well, that flicked off the flight, but it wasn't fortuitous. His head is in his hands. Burnett back for double 11 to win this game.
Game
and finds a double 11 with his first start.
Richie
A
Burnett.
4-3 win for Richie Burnett. Kelling had 3 opportunities to move on to 4 points, but it is all's fair in terms of this group. Gurney top of it on 4 points. Kelling, Brown, Burnett on 2. Steve West still searching for a win, and it is Gurney against Brown on the other side of these messages from your local commercial partners.
He will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit!
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart at tops for the match to win 4-1. And he Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Jurgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He is 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs 1 more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the 1 treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.
Game. Shot. And the Modus Super Series 11 champion, Jeff Smith.
We are at the halfway point of the night here in this Group B, and this is what we have been watching so far. Before the break, Richie Burnett got the better of Jamie Kelling by 4 legs to 3. Now, the only player still with 100% record intact is Lewis Gurney, perhaps for some the outsider of the 5, but it's he who is top of the pile at the midway point of the night. 4 points for him, 2 points for Kelling, Brown and Burnett, and it is Steve West, the player at the bottom of the pile, had a win. He takes on JK in the next one, but prior to that, Lewis Gurney takes on Keegan Brown, who has had a bit of a contrast in terms of his performances this evening. Was 1 from 14 on his doubles in a 4-1 defeat to Jamie Kelling, yet was perfect on the outer ring in his match against Steve West last time out, winning that one by 4 legs to 1. But for Lewis, well, it has to be said that prior to this, there was 1 or 2 questions as to what we were going to see from him, but so far, so very, very good from this talented young man from Lancing in Sussex. This game is going to be played at a fair whack, a fair pace.
It's Lewis to throw first. Game on.
It's going to be one where if you blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah, good rhythm tonight. I think all 5 players have been suited with the pace. You know, we definitely had a group C, didn't we, where there was more methodical, more match play going on. This one has been enjoyable. Maybe not the massive averages I was expecting, and no one really has stood out, to be fair. I mean, absolutely delighted for Lewis Gurney, to be fair, but an 80 average in his opening win and an 86. In fact, the highest average so far has been Keegan Brown, who you mentioned, where he had that slow start, but 4 doubles out of 4 in that game over Steve West and averaged over 91.
48.
So dare I say, the 2 in-form players of the night at a crucial stage of this Group B.
Here's a question for you, Glenn, as Gurney piles in the game's first match. What would Keegan Brown, the commentator, be saying about Keegan Brown's performances? And what will Keegan Brown, the player, be saying about Keegan Brown's performances?
Yeah, very up and down.
92. Lewis, you reckon 161.
I think as a player, he'd be saying, I'm delighted that I bounced back from that
41.
disappointing start. As a commentator, he'd be saying, a bit hot and cold, but a big opportunity against Lewis Gurney.
That was a UK #1, wasn't it, for Katy Perry?
100. Lewis, you reckon 120.
What, Lewis Gurney?
Well, this, a Shanghai.
100.
But he couldn't quite put him high.
We'll be back. Keegan Brown on 180.
Well, Gurney back
6.
to 10s to
require 20.
take out the opening leg. Skims the wire with dart 1. Skims it with dart 2. Can't believe it's not in. Asked the referee for a second opinion. And been told he's going to have to throw a third one. And now there's pressure on this because he thought the second one hit. Oh. Well, how close can you get without finding?
Keegan, you require 120.
I actually don't think I've seen that on the Modus Super Series because we had a clear view that it wasn't in. Keegan Brown just smiled in the background and went. That's it.
Game shown the first
What a finish. 112
Keegan
finish in the
Brown.
first game for Keegan Brown. 4 doubles out of 4.
Second leg, it's Keegan
And
to
then
throw
from
first.
absolutely nowhere, a Shanghai, when Lewis Gurney just was all around that double 10. Funny old game.
Oh, yes, it is, Jim. Oh, yes, it is.
Well, 26.
Well, that's 26 the unconventional way. From the sublime to the quite
60.
simply ridiculous for Keegan Brown. Anyway, gives us an opportunity for the Thursday night Tungsten teaser. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
98.
So,
I'm raring for it, says Glenn, as David Brent looks at his Tungsten teaser.
Keegan Brown was invited to the inaugural World Series of Darts
140.
finals in 2015 as an international prospect. Can you name the 3 other players that have played at the Modus Super Series who was invited as an international
180.
prospect at that tournament?
$100.
Keegan Brown was invited to the inaugural World Series of Darts finals in 2015 as an international prospect. Can you name the 3 other players that have played
97.
here at the Super Series who were invited to that tournament via that route?
$91. Keegan, you require 100.
For a 2-0 lead. He is not missing doubles, remember.
60.
He is now.
Lewis, you require 110.
So 110 to square the game up. Couldn't find the treble 17, which would have given him a dart at tops. And so
78. Keegan, you require
Keegan
40.
you'd expect isn't going to give Gurney
Games
another
on the
go at the
second
board,
leg.
and he isn't going to do that.
Keegan Brown.
2-0 to the man in pink, looking pretty.
Third leg, it's Lewis to throw first. Game on.
Very pretty.
You're right, he's absolutely down in that water, isn't he? He's no Rob Cross.
55. $81.
Well, all of a sudden, Keegan Brown wins this and he wins this big. He goes to the top of the group, and Lewis Gurney's last game is against Jamie Kelling. And as good as the beginning of the night has been for LG, it could end rather badly. Things can change in a heartbeat in this group. What could be labelled as a good start can turn sour, and then the opposite end of the Richter scale can become apparent as well, where somebody who starts slowly can finish the night with a couple of wins, and all things marry up.
Yeah, he'd been really disappointed when he went backstage, Keegan Brown, after that uncharacteristic opening game against Jamie Kelling. But he has bounced back very nicely because Gurney's been absolutely fine in this game.
140.
He's averaging over 91 himself. This is another really good game. May see him use the bullseye with the last.
90.
Sensible play.
It should require 81.
Shades the other side of the treble 15. The 25 gave him a poke at the
42.
ball, which goes wide of the mark. And so Keegan has already had a couple of ton plus checkouts tonight, but this would be the biggest one of the lot if he could find the 145. Can't be done now, and so Gurney 39 for 2-1.
105. Lewis should require 39.
Well, this potentially a sliding doors moment in the game. Gurney missing 2 at double 16 to make it 2-1, and Keegan getting 3 at tops to 3-0.
Well, he's looking good. He's looking very, very good as Keegan Brown. This is outstanding, to be fair. He really did a number on Steve West.
Full flag, it's Keegan to throw first.
And Lewis Gurney has been looking really good tonight. He probably went into this leg as feeling the best he can be, but it's been one-way traffic so far.
$100. $100. $58. $100. $60.
On this leg, it's been a slow burner.
$100.
But Lewis with 3 tons, setting him up 3/5 of the way towards a red pen leg.
$80.
Although if we're going to be ultra critical in one's thinking, the red pen leg shouldn't be a thing because you should be heading down for the 25 anyway.
135.
But that's just me killing the fun of anything.
Let's see Keegan start on the 19s on 203. The 171 would have left his favoured double 16.
127.
This has been a good response from Gurney. What has been a real good performance from Keegan Brown. Can Gurney get in this match?
34. Keegan requires 76.
Well, he's had opportunities, 8 of them in this game, Lewis Gurney. But it's a game that could well come to a close. Keegan Brown cannot bury double 8.
Yeah, I think we both expected that to go. Unexpected opportunity for Gurney. No surprise that he finally gets on the board. Still a big ask. But one positive for Lewis Gurney is if it does go the distance, he'll have the dart in 2 of the 3 legs.
45.
Let me know when you want the answer for the Tungsten teaser, by the way. I think I've come up with 2.
60.
We'll drag it out to the next game. Give all of our friends at home an opportunity. If you do know the answer, by the way, to the Tungsten teaser,
81.
you can tweet us at MSS Darts with the hashtag Tungsten teaser.
I'm confident of 1. Possibility of 2.
Incidentally, we're going to retire the Tungsten teaser tomorrow night for a brand new game.
Oh. Perfect dart. Beautiful.
180.
All from that foundation, that first dart. I mean, these players are so good on the scoring power these days. Not only do they want it in the treble 20, but there's just perfect placing for them.
140.
And a good riposte from Keegan Brown.
$43.
Well, that's an opening. That is an opening presented on a platter to Keegan Brown.
He's scoring big, isn't he? He's looking focused. He has that beautiful relaxation about his game right now.
145, 152.
Great to see Keegan back to playing somewhere where he wants to be. This could be a huge week for Keegan Brown.
Keegan
In darts, sometimes you need to take a step back to go forward. And Keegan Brown is demonstrating all his qualities. A win over Steve West, backed up with a win over top of the table Lewis Gurney. Keegan Brown is on the roll. He will be delighted with that victory in the end. Real power scoring. Very good on the doubles again. Round about that 90 average throughout. Gurney, the Achilles heel was the doubles. But Keegan Brown moves on to 4 points as we move on for a big match with Steve West. He plays Jamie Kelling. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series for this Group B action, and it was a very ropey, slow start for Keegan Brown, but he seems to be the in-form player and put himself in an excellent position. He beats Lewis Gurney, who himself was having a great night with 2 wins out of 2. But if there's one player that has struggled tonight, definitely looking more focused. The smiles are off the, well, I was going to say the smiles are off the face of Steve West. Maybe that isn't the case, because he knows now he has to be faultless from the back end of this Thursday night, Steve West, and he's up against someone who we'll know very well in Jamie Kelling.
First
But Steve West,
Steve to throw first.
very similar to the Richard McKee story today, who was the favourite going into Group C, ended up losing all his games today. Steve West was a warm favourite for this Group B campaign, but 2 matches played,
55.
2 losses, a must win for Steve West.
However, the difference between Group B and Group C is there is more room for conjecture in this
54.
particular session. We're losing 2 games. You can still come out of the session with equity in terms of wins and losses, but you lose a couple of games in Group C, then
70.
you find yourself very much against the grain, against the wall.
29. $100.
I think I know what you're saying, Henry. Just trying to work it all out. What equity he would get. Maybe an ISA?
100.
If he wins this game, we'll go down and offer him a savings account, maybe. Well, good luck with your equity if you win here, Steve.
100. $96.
Yeah, that's an awkward dart.
56.
Meaning he's just manoeuvring around the dartboard when he was in control of this leg. But not anymore. Because here comes Kelling.
140.
He leaves a 2-darter. These are very, very difficult moments for Steve West. Usually, he has the answers. Usually.
100.
The tops there goes a begging, and so JK returns to 42 for the break for a 1-0 lead. Double 16 is what he's looking for. But unable to get that first dart, had a real obscurity towards the target he was aiming for. Double 5's found, and West 1 up with the Northwest double.
Second leg is Jamie to throw first. Game on.
Well, so far things have gone south
59.
for West so far, but you'd be hoping that things will be moving north by the end of the evening.
40.
You okay?
140.
From equity to the compass of the circumference of the Steve West Society. I'm struggling a bit, I won't lie.
Well, he's going to have to circumnavigate his fortunes between now and the end of the night.
$98.
But he is somebody that usually finds himself in the right place when it matters, and that's usually a Saturday here.
Yeah, you were fairly confident, weren't you, despite the fact he's lost his opening 2 games, that panic... But when would panic set in for Steve?
60.
His final game of the night would be against Richie Burnett. Who knows what's going to happen in that game?
He will not panic on Thursday. He will not panic on Thursday.
100. Jamie,
he's leading this game 1-0, a game that I labelled a must-win for him. But Kelling is looking good to go level. And he's looking good.
120.
I was about to say in spectacular fashion, but he will be back.
40. Jamie required 24.
2 12s. For equity in this
Games on the
contest.
second leg,
And that's an
Jamie
equalising double, 1-1.
Third leg, it's Steve to throw first. Game on.
There's something that we mentioned at the beginning of the show. Watch out for that first dart.
100.
And you can see the frustration just almost boiling over at the moment for Steve West. Every scrap of experience
59.
he needs to just use just to get him through this. And 2 wins at the end of this would not be a disaster for him.
Well, there is a possibility that all 5 players can still end on 4
140.
points overnight. Steve West wins this one. Richie Burnett wins the next one. Jamie Kelling wins the game after that. And Steve West
27.
beats Richie Burnett. Then everybody would be level on 4 points following the first night's worth of play.
And didn't we have that in Series 11?
We've had it recently.
100.
We had a situation where we came close to everybody being on 8 points come the end of a Group B campaign. But if Jamie Kelling wins this one, it absolutely jettisons that idea.
41. Steve, you record 161. $99.
Again, I don't hate bullseye with that last dart. Guarantees you the perfect 2-darter. So it's a treble needed for Steve West to get the 62 up and running.
Games on the third
No problem
leg.
whatsoever.
Steve West.
Back up and running.
Full flag, it's Jamie to throw first. Game on.
And unlike Jamie
22.
Kelling night, not specifically the performance.
Did you just see that there? Clutch the shoulder at the end of that previous visit.
Ah, we all do that when we
100.
score 22. I tell you, there'll be no shoulder movement this time. Watch.
83.
How's your shoulder?
140.
Absolutely fine. A recent winner of a major event.
60.
Yeah, we really do need to get to the bottom of the what's the major, what is a major discussion.
Premier League.
100.
Only the greats win that one. I think, in order, I'd go the toughest ones to win are Lakeside, Premier League, then Ali Pali. Agree?
30. Steve, you record 161.
Everyone was so invested in your Premier League win, nobody watched it in the arena.
And I don't blame them.
55.
It'll always go down as the worst Premier League finals night because I've experienced the O2. Now Little is filling the place out as well. It is unbelievable.
68. Steve,
I was going to say, the only O2 you saw on that particular night was when Paul Hinks' phone went off as Steve West looks at 106 for a 3-1 lead. Double top. Oh, that's more like it. That's much more like it. Is that the Steve West spark finding full ignition?
Game on.
Yeah, she had a good chat with him earlier. He seemed in good spirits, didn't he? And like you said, as you mentioned there, he didn't panic when he lost those first 2 games.
180.
And right now, this is a dominant display. Kelling is nowhere near West right now. He's got a smile on his face, whether it's the shoulder, whether it's the fact that it's a disappointing display for JK. But West, I just sensed
96.
as he got on to the stage that I was about to say at the point that time that the smiles were done and dusted. I think he realised the importance. And right now he's beginning to
100.
put a performance together which is more akin to the Steve West we know and love. Excellent on the outer ring in this game. He knows he can do better with the scoring. But he's looking good for his first 2 points and a comfortable victory.
Very comfortable. You can just see the tensing of the teeth there.
46.
Something is not right with JK at this present moment in time. And Steve West for the match 135.
I've got a question for you in the next match about JK.
95.
Remind me on.
Because West has left tops after 12. He's put his
58,
foot
Steve, required
on the
40.
throttle when he's needed to in this game, and he has an opportunity, plethora of time to round it off. Doesn't have to go for the double 5 here.
Yeah, good shout.
And he's caught in two minds. You can see that on his face.
No
And eventually
score.
decides to bust the score.
I like it. I really like that decision. But I think you're right about Jamie. I think he is struggling up there.
140,
Despite that
Steve,
140.
140.
He doesn't look as comfortable, but West has looked comfortable from the first start to the last. And finally, Steve West gets his first 2 points in this Group B campaign. A Group B where he was a warm favourite to actually top the group, but he'll take that in the end. Very good on the doubles in the end. Jamie Kelling, worrying signs for him. Nothing worrying about the former Keegan Brown right now. He's up next against Richie Burnett.
He will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart for the match.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Darter tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Darter double 16 gets the job done there for Jurgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go over the tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kablas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He's 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs one more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the one treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.
Game. Shot. And the Modus Super Series 11 champion, Jeff Smith. Well, this is it, the grand final of the 11th Modus Super Series. And yes, of course, we're ready. The players are ready. Jeff Smith! Here's Jimmy Vansky!
Very good treble 16, double 12.
Game on the third
Great
leg.
work, bro. This is why he's so good at finishing.
Game
Great
on the
darter.
fifth leg.
Under that kind of pressure, you know.
Absolute class quality there for Jimmy Van Schie. For the ball.
101.
Oh, 2 darts for double four for the match.
Game. Shot. And the Modus Super Series 11 champion,
Jeff Smith!
Well, it's the Silencer who picked up the title in Series 11, and we will be reliving the best of that night and the final of that night tomorrow afternoon. I'm sure Jimmy Van Schie will look forward to watching that on Pluto TV. I don't think you'll be watching it, but you can at 2:15 on Saturday afternoon. Perfect thing to enjoy with your Saturday afternoon cuppa, bit of toast whilst the football scores come in. But what's going to happen here is Keegan Brown takes on Richie Burnett. These two know each other so well from their years on the circuit. Stable mates for a number of years, having been a part of the same management company for the best part of a decade. And as far as their night's concerned, Keegan, 2 wins out of 3. Richie, 1 win out of 2. Keegan will be the first player to complete his allotment of matches for this evening.
54.
Richie's only at the halfway point of his night because he's got to take on Steve West in the final game of the Thursday night roadshow.
71.
Yeah, for Keegan Brown, he's going to get maybe an hour away earlier than someone like Richie Burnett, Steve West, and you know, I mean, you're talking maybe 24 hours, 12 hours before the, you know, the back. But that extra hour for Keegan Brown to get a good, nice kip. I mean, 3 wins out of 4, especially the way he started, would be absolutely spot on.
Ironically, he's probably the only player that whatever finishing time from this point onwards means absolutely nothing, because he ain't going to get home until a minimum of 3 a.m. anyway, because that's the time of the next boat after midnight.
39.
The next boat's not till 3 a.m.
Is he not staying here local?
Do you know what? I've not got a clue. To be honest, the boats are shut, so he won't be able to get over anyway.
140.
Well, Keegan's got one in the shins there. I don't know. That was a bit of a late challenge. Caught his man from behind. I don't know. I'd be inclined to give a yellow card there, Glenn.
87. Richie required 150.
I guess when you're playing Richie, is to stay behind that yellow line for as long as possible.
Shin pads needed.
$94.
Well, this a strong start from Richie, leaving himself on
38.
56 after
Richie
just a
required
dozen
56.
darts. This for the break and for the opening leg. Double top, plenty of time. Keegan Brown shakes his head. Richie Burnett duly obliges and takes a 1-0 advantage in this match.
Second leg, it's Richie to throw first. Game on.
The first time they met, 2013. So I was expecting more head-to-heads between them. But just the 2 times they've played away from the Modus Super Series, 1 apiece.
45.
Another reminder, despite being a young man as Keegan Brown, he has been round for donkeys.
A man of vast
92.
experience despite his age. It was 11 years ago he won the World Youth Championship. He beat Roby John Rodriguez. And for some players, winning the World Youth Championship or being in the World Youth Final, it can herald some great things. Look what it did to Michael Van Gerwen. For poor Roby John, it led to losing to Glenn Dunt in an exhibition in München on Tuesday night. I heard the hours were dusted off quite nicely.
I don't like to brag, you know what I mean, but Q skill beware.
Yep, he'll be there as the PDPA advisor to the players.
I will be in Cape Verde, actually. I got a nice phone call to say my holiday's all booked in January. Boa Vista.
140.
Beautiful part of the world. Sorry?
Cape Verde actually on the cusp of qualification for next year's Football World Cup.
Well, I'm in Paphos next week, and I was
45.
hoping to see a Champions League game, but that's been trumped. Paphos in the Champions League. I think it's personally, I think it's a great story.
Not as much as that. Have you seen that Kirat Almighty? Or Almaty, sorry, shall I say?
Is that the team that beat
Kazakhstan?
Yeah, would they beat Celtic?
Beat Celtic.
Yeah.
Real Madrid have got to play them in
60.
Kazakhstan on the group stage. It's a
Keegan
10.5-hour
72.
flight. It's like 25 kilometres from the Chinese mainland border.
One.
Game on the second leg. Keegan Brown. Third leg, it's Keegan to throw first. Game on.
Anyway, what about the Tungsten teaser? I've got one.
Ah, yes. Time to give out the answer. This was a good one tonight, and thank you to all of those that have got in touch with us. Keegan Brown was invited to the inaugural World Series of Darts finals in 2015 as an international prospect.
100.
Can you name the other 3 players that have played at the Modus Super Series who were invited to the tournament as an international prospect?
My era, and I'm going to go with someone I had good contests against, Benito van der Pas.
Correct.
100.
I did struggle after that.
Yeah, the other 2,
83.
Jamie Lewis, who we're going to see next week, and Devon Peterson. Congratulations, you got that correct at home. We'll be playing the Tungsten teaser once again tomorrow afternoon, and then got a brand new game
60.
tomorrow night.
Yay! Buzz in. Excellent stuff from Richie Burnett.
180.
Really good in the last game. We said it was a must-win for Steve West. He duly delivered.
134. Richie require 138.
Burnett can move to 4 points with victory and with 1 game to go. I think you heard the 73 less, so treble 19 to be the shot.
72. Keegan require 147.
Come on, let's have a snooker analogy from you.
Well, he's looking to pocket the red. And he's accidentally found the black. It's not quite a foul for the man called Brown.
Richie requires 66.
Now here's another teaser for you as Burnett goes for double 18.
Game on the
14
third
darted,
leg.
2 on the lead.
Richie Burnett.
Let's do snooker talk and darts talk at the same time.
Fourth leg,
Richie
it's
Burnett
Richie
won
to throw
the
first.
World
Game.
Darts Championship in 1995. Who won the World Snooker Championship in 1995?
Well, I'd like to think it'd be Hendry in the 90s, but I'm just trying to have a little think
59.
if it's a... Just trying to think if it's a little bit of a red herring there from you. Let me think. 95. Can't imagine it being John Parrott.
57.
Parrott was 91.
91. So I'm going to stick with Hendry.
Correct. He beat Nigel Bond in the final.
Never.
Yes.
James's brother.
Highest break of 007. Yeah, Parrott won it in 91. And then that was when...
Twice you've said that.
And then
So, who won it in 91?
John Parrott. I see what you did there. Then Hendry won the 5 in a row, 92 through to 96. Then Ken Doherty won in 97.
140.
Burnett looking good here, you know. Despite all the talk from Henry about snooker, etc.
134.
Richie Burnett putting on a really solid performance here against a times tonight excellent Keegan Brown.
93.
Is there still the possibility of all players on 4 points?
Burnett has to win this game. Kelling has to win the next, and West would have to win the last.
I think that's a real possibility.
139. Richie require 124.
I've seen moments from Richie Burnett, but he's almost been more reserved than I expected. He'll stay there. 86 points left.
56.
Can Keegan Brown get his big break?
Require 90.
If he doesn't, he might be behind the 8 ball a little bit. The bullseye
65.
cannot pocket that.
Richie requires 68.
Yeah, there's so many options on the 68. Treble 20, double 4 is what you'd expect him to go. First part duly done. That's
Game
outstanding.
show the full
That's
flag.
clean, clinical.
Richie Burnett.
A very professional performance of
Preferred
Richie Burnett. How many
Keegan to
times
throw
have we said that on
first.
that stage? Ah! Back to the speaker. Little wipe of the nose.
139.
One away from win number 2.
81.
Have you been to the Crucible, by the way?
I haven't, but it's on my to-do list. It's up there in terms of place I want to go. There, MCG.
135.
Just yes or no's suffice.
The Tony-
Beautiful.
Is it? I've been to Tudor Square.
180.
That is a max for Burnett.
Yeah, 2 in this game. Both from Richie. Brown is on the ropes.
140.
But he is scrapping for everything. Good game again. Nice and tidy match. Both are averaging over 92 in this game and getting better.
100. Keegan require 87.
Brown to reduce the deficit to 1.
Didn't even entertain the prospect of the treble.
62.
But the bullseye were not half his arrears.
Richie require 140.
Well, as Henry mentioned earlier, unfinished business on this 140. Not to be this time. But he can leave it smart. He can leave it pretty. And Brown just behind. You can just see he's itching to get to the board.
Keegan require 25.
Just needs to stay measured here. Double 8.
70.
That could be the end of his night.
Bit rushed for me, Henry. Bit rushed.
45.
For win number 2. And remember, he'd only be halfway through his evening. He could potentially top the group overnight here, Richie Burnett. Double 16's found. That's a 14 dart to finish off.
Richie Burnett.
And to finish off, a job well done against Keegan Brown. A 4-1 win, and it was sealed with a kiss from Keegan. That the tell to take 4 from 4 on the doubles. Perfect on the outer ring for Richie. Coming up next, it's Jamie Kelling up against Lewis Gurney. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes.
Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor?
Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Luke Lidlow.
Welcome back to Pluto TV. It's Group B at the Modus Super Series and a potential even Steven night. We've got a real possibility where each player could leave on 4 points. Well, for Lewis Gurney, it was a wonderful start. 2 wins out of 2. He looked really chuffed with himself when he beat Richie Burnett to win that second game, but he was brought back down to earth with an excellent victory by Keegan Brown against Lewis. Keegan Brown who really found his mojo in the mid part of tonight, but it's Richie Burnett that's looking really good right now.
Game on.
He has just beaten Keegan Brown. He's moved on to 4 points with a gaggle of players on there. Jamie Kelling in his final game. We were a little bit concerned of a potential injury on the shoulder. Something to look out for this one. Lewis going to be all over that the way he's played tonight, Henry.
Yeah, although the cause of concern in his game against Keegan Brown last time out was an inability to polish off the opportunities that were afforded to him.
66.
1 from 9 in terms of his culminating doubles in a leg. In that 4-1 loss to Keegan.
140.
Remember, if JK can prevail from this contest, then there is the possibility that all 5 players could be
59.
landlocked on 4 points at the top of the table going into Friday's play.
91.
Player of the night for me has been Lewis Gurney. He's the one I wasn't really sure about. I think at times he's been excellent. He's been really solid.
45.
The one player I thought would be the most consistent would be Kelling. He's been far from that. Potential
98.
fish. But he'll take the score of 98 and looking comfortable in this opener, and it would be a break of throat. Did I say comfortable?
121.
Well, Jamie's definitely not that right now as Gurney looks at this 72. Tots, but there is a little bit of collateral in the way. Not that it's going to worry. Lewis Gurney gets the break and leads 1-0.
Looking good, isn't he?
Second leg, it's Lewis to throw first.
Looks
Game on.
assured, calm, composed, and I think there's been times in the past, and I think Lewis will be the first to admit that, where sometimes he can be a little bit flummoxed on the big stage, but I think playing for England has done him a huge favour in terms of the execution of his game in front of cameras and in front of a stage like this.
Yeah, I was at a meeting yesterday. More new dark coaches on the
60.
The horizon, and I was talking to someone from the area who knew Lewis Gurney well. Plays county darts with him, and I asked him his strengths and his weaknesses. He said,
80.
what I would tell you about him, he's prepared to work in a bar. He's prepared to do any job he can to help him get away for weekends, to have the dream of being a professional dart player.
Well, he's another one that comes from that long line of chefs. Got Richard McKee, who's a very talented cook.
28.
Jared Cole, a very talented chef. Sam Spivey's a talented cook in the kitchen. Scott Campbell does the most amazing sticky toffee
60.
pudding. Ted Wood-Everts does an amazing dessert.
44. Lewis, you've got 116.
Neil Duff, he's here next week as Gurney. Is rapidly moving on to leg 2 here. These are difficult
100.
moments. A little resigned look from Jamie Kell in the background. Is it the injury? Is he just a loss of form? You can see the grimace. That's something we don't expect from him.
16.
And that hand going out, is it frustration? I don't know. What I do know is 2-0 Lewis Gurney.
Something's creeped in, and it's creeping in the worst time for JK, and he looks very uncomfortable on the stage.
Yeah, you know him better than anyone, Hirsch.
He's somebody that does not give a lot away. He hardly gives anything away. He's the coolest customer in the house.
100.
And I've remembered the question I was going to ask you. He's a player that pretty much you won't ever see on the Modus Super Series. He
100.
tries to get himself ready there. So is he used to playing 4 days? Does he play much local league stuff? Is the fact that he started on Monday morning, played a lot of legs of darts this week, is it the old body giving up on him?
He is used to playing weeks, but he hasn't been used to it for a while.
100.
It's the first time in a long time that the body's getting these types of reps.
Can't confirm it is an injury. I'm like to say,
it's just speculation, but what there is for definite is the fact that he's looking more uncomfortable and is clutching an area of the body whilst feeling uncomfortable.
96. Jamie, you require 170.
Is it time to go midnight fishing? Go on, JK.
127.
Okay, there's some shoulder in that.
that would be typical of our commentary today, wouldn't it? That we're talking about someone where he's not looking happy, potential injury, and then he smacks in a 170. Double 16.
11. Lewis, you require 65.
Double 18, and it feels like the more obscured the target, the easier the hit is for Lewis Gurney.
Full flag, it's Lewis to throw first. Game on.
Head in hands for JK, a shake of the head.
I've never seen it from him either.
I've not.
100.
And I've seen Jamie play here for 3 years. I've known him for slightly longer than that. And he's somebody that really doesn't get himself invested too much. This is by far and by way the most I've kind of seen him look concerned. And there is just a wince, isn't there, when he steps up to the oche.
60.
Look at his mouth.
97.
And look at how he's snarling as he's releasing the darts.
60.
But let's not take anything away from Lewis Gurney. He's averaging over 92 in this game. Very solid performance, even at his best. Jamie Kelling could have been second best to Lewis, who is looking good to top the table overnight. I'm not so sure I was that confident.
57. Jamie,
but Richie Burnett would have something to say about that.
Doesn't have to go treble 18 bull. Not going to go treble 18 bull.
6.
Trying to leave himself double 12, but able to do so.
Yes, we did see Johan Engström come back from 3-0 down against Jim McEwen today.
Jamie requires 64.
What is labelled the comeback of all comebacks. It's got to start somewhere. Is it with this double 16?
32. Lewis, you require 164.
Well, this would be some way to put the full stop on a night's work. But he's not going to find the 164, and so Kelling still
98,
just about
Jamie
in with a
McQuarrie,
glimmer of
32.
hope.
Game shot on the fourth
Goodness
leg.
me,
Jamie
that
Kelling.
needed help. That needed lots of help.
Fifth
It
leg,
came off the
Jamie
barrel,
to throw
it
first.
snuck in and
Jamie.
held on by the edge of the wiring. And he's still just about in this.
134.
And when you're playing someone where, if Lewis is thinking, I mean, Lewis, don't forget, is backstage
119.
with him, and if there is something, I'm sure the conversation will be there. But when you're playing somebody who is visually having issues,
59.
it's almost like you can lose your concentration. So Lewis will just have to, a term I use quite a lot is just run his own race right now. Almost tell
60.
yourself, I'm going to win this in 15.
$83.
Wow, this is nice. We haven't seen a 180 in this game.
140.
And I highly suspect we're not going to see one in this late because I don't think Lewis Gurney's going to leave a 180 and leave
34.
himself on double one.
Yeah, we did see a strange treble 20, double 2 earlier today.
Who? Terry de Souza.
100.
Is it the final furlong for Lewis Gurney? He's been terrific tonight. Superb,
43.
actually.
Lewis should
And
require
82 points away from 3 wins out of 4.
Jamie's flight's popped off again. And he may well be popping off the stage for the final time tonight because Lewis Gurney here looks at 82 to get the job done to finish on 6 points overnight. 19 scored, 63 left.
I think part of the fact was that he knew even if he hit the 13, Henry, that the bullseye was going to be tough.
41. Jamie require 148.
That's a mess.
Ironically, it's been the block toe. It's the one he's been able to find. Oh, this would be some act of defiance. Some act of
Game shot
darting
on the
defiance.
fifth leg. Jamie Kelling.
Do not question that man's temerity
leg
to
is
find
Lewis to
something
throw
even
first.
when the back's against
Game
the wall.
on.
That was good. That was very good. But at the same time as you were waxing lyrical about that
60.
finish, I was just keeping an eye on Lewis Gurney. And he just closed his eyes. You could just see him trying to get and visualise, just get back into that concentration level.
100.
We almost wrote off Jamie Kelling in this game. We felt there was an issue there that was hampering potential
60.
success. But we did mention the fact that we've seen a player today come from 3-0 down. And we're about to see something similar right now as Kelling has that momentum.
On the subject of momentum, as
81.
your friend and colleague Rod Stubb would say, any outcome is possible no matter how unlikely it may seem.
140.
Where's the momentumometer now?
It's advantage Gurney again. It's advantage Kelling. Because he would expect more after that first dart. Gets more.
140.
We have got a game on here. Liking this.
125.
Swinging more times than a pendulum on fast forward this game. Oh, what do you give for another?
100.
That flick of the flight
Lewis
stops that
Jericho,
chance, but this for the match.
116.
It's on.
96.
One
Jamie
match dart come and
require
gone.
80.
Will he be back? We had that stunning, sublime 148 in the previous. This is super, super awkward. He didn't have to
Game shot on the
move
sixth flag.
and just use those
Jamie
two darts as a
Kelling.
guide. What an incredible comeback this is.
Seventh and final
He was
against Jamie to
absolutely
throw
dead and
first.
buried.
Game on.
Like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
96.
And that tops that's possibly the best dart he's thrown tonight, because there was an absolute obscurity towards the target.
100.
I was amazed he didn't have to move because he has the darts, the long dart. And I was like, is he going to go left or right? Stayed there and just almost guided it over the flight.
Well, Paul Nicholson calls it dart behaviour, doesn't he? Knowing how your darts behave and knowing how the darts fly through the air. And that was exactly what Jamie Kelling did with that particular last dart in hand. It was a dart of feel rather than a dart of clear sight.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about when you talk about the word feel, and boy, is he feeling it right now.
140.
I think Gurney goes away disappointed with 4 points.
40.
Won 2 of the first 3 matches of the night, but that looks like it's going to be his lot. Particularly in the situation he was in. He was 3-0 up in the game, but all of a sudden, JK has dug in and has ground something out.
105.
God, what a setup.
Cracking game. Another treble needed. Another treble. Are we going to have another twist to this match? But quite simply, it's advantage to Jamie Kelling. Is it tough? Because I think treble 16 is the shot. With his opponent on the 170, I think treble 16 was the shot. 60. Conservative left
Lewis,
the tops.
170.
Spectacular finish.
Just underneath for the second treble, and so Kelling for the match. Looking at tops, he was 3-0 down in this contest. But has missed numerous darts to win it.
What a thriller.
Lewis,
An incredible game. This is why we love the Modus Super Series. Lewis Gurney was flying high at 3-0. Kelling, superb in fight back, but Lewis Gurney goes top of the table with 3 wins out of 4. That was a beauty of a game. It had absolutely everything, but Lewis Gurney gets over the line. A big 4-3 victory. Look at those numbers. He was averaging 90 throughout, but in the end it was his deadly doubling that got him over the line. As we move on to the final game of the night, it's Richie Burnett against Steve West.
Here we go then! Yeah, final game of the night, everybody, here at this Modus Super Series. We kicked off at 1 o'clock in the afternoon with Dan Hands against Jim McEwen. And fast forward 13 hours, we're at the end of proceedings with Richie Burnett against Steve West. But fear not, in another 12 hours' time, we'll be back underway with Terry Nash against Jim McEwen. Well, these two, I think, enjoying one another's company. I'll tell you what, we'll shut up and see what they're talking about. Right, they've been told that they have to get on with the job. To be fair, that was quite a dangerous thing, saying, look, we're getting on with their conversation, because Ofcom might have been on our backs.
Game on.
Yeah, know each other very well. Again, it's been a night where we've been able to look at head-to-heads away from the Modus Super Series.
93.
No surprise, go all the way back to 2013. 2013 is where they played 3 times, and Steve West was producing darts like that in the last 32 game at the UK Open, which is the biggest game they've played, and they're 6 matches away from here.
180.
Are we saving the best till last if it has been 13 hours?
50.
The pleasure has been all yours, Glenn, to be sat next to me in the commentary box.
$41.
Are you looking forward to Saturday night, the final? Me and you in the comms. Oh, you're not doing it. It's me and Trina. Ah, right.
Well, they needed the talent to present in front of a camera, and
81.
And Nico's not available.
I know I've got to work 2 jobs Saturday.
44. $100. Richie, you require 143.
Well, gone is the possibility of all players on 4 points. But still so much on this game, certainly for Steve West anyway. And this will be the
59.
first game tomorrow as well. So
Steve,
Richie
you require
Burnett had a
82.
long wait tonight. 2 of the last 3 games. Different story tomorrow as West looks a bullseye for the opener.
57.
Unable to
Richie,
find, and so
require
Burnett
84.
himself may only get a dart of the ball to take leg 1. Steve West is smiling like a Cheshire cat in the background.
It won't be if this bullseye goes, Henry.
41.
Will he be purring at the opportunity
Steve,
he's been
require
given here?
25.
2 12s,
Games
1-0,
on the first leg.
break a throw.
Steve West.
What do you think of 25 finish 1 double 12? Where's your first thoughts go?
Second leg, it's Steve to throw first.
Gary Anderson, World Championship.
Correct.
One of the greatest lines in
100.
the history of the game from Rod Studd. And it's glory, glory, Gary Anderson. Some great lines from Rod over the years.
36.
The Peter Wright one's one that sticks out. And this time, Peter gets it right.
$60.
And maybe that's something you can learn from. The fact that you don't need all these long words you've used today that no one understands, and 6th century Louth and the cultural differences in
70.
Scandinavia. Maybe if you just keep it simple, Henry, one day you'll be a millionaire.
Needed to do it to put up with you all day.
60.
Anyway, did you enjoy 6th century Louth?
Yeah, stunning.
81.
I was telling Richie Burnett about it earlier, but it seemed to go over his head a little bit.
Well, Steve West is seemingly saving his best for last
180 number 2. And on the cusp of a 2-0 lead in this particular contest. Burnett, a long way back.
95.
West afforded 6.
Steve, you require 101.
I'm just looking the way Steve's playing. If a big win here is good for his legs difference and where he'd be sat overnight, Henry.
I'm going to find the 101 here. Steve wins
53.
this by a couple of legs, and he'd be back on 0 in terms of his legs difference. I don't think he'll be overly enamoured about in terms of the legs difference. I don't think it's something that he's going to be thinking too much of. It'd be about getting the points in the hand. The legs difference can take care of itself if it has to do so. Well, that 48's on the shelf, and that's 2-zip.
Steve West.
I think Richie Burnett has started slow in a couple of the matches today. I think that's one thing he'll need to get right come tomorrow. This will be the opening game tomorrow night as well. Player of the night though, Lewis Gurney overnight.
Has to be. Has to be. I think we had a few question marks as to what we were going to see from him, and he's provided us with all the answers.
Yeah, it's just another reminder that you can do all the prep in the world, look at every stat, you can look at how they're playing. But a term we say in dart, you know, is on the night, and I think Lewis has confirmed that.
76.
Darts is not a pantomime. It doesn't go according to a script. Oh, no, it doesn't.
Steve, he's behind you.
140.
I was in Panto once.
Back of a donkey?
121.
I was Smee, who's best known as a idiotic, silly, clumsy, dopey individual.
43.
Didn't have to do much acting for that role.
Richie require 160.
I was going to say, what role did you play then? Was it a biography?
100.
He has rectified the issue of starting slowly as Burnett.
100.
There's some pressure now on this 64.
Richie requires 64.
But to get into this game, for double 8, 14 darter. That's more like the Richie Burnett we know and love.
Back to 2-1.
Fourth leg, it's Steve to throw first.
Steve West being asked a question.
$95. $100.
Yes, the smiles and laughter have gone between the pair of them. I still think the added importance is for Steve West. I think it's crucial he moves on to 4 points for him to have qualification on the mind. For Burnett, he's just a little bit
25.
all over the place. At times he's looked good tonight, but in the midst of that 14 darter, the rest has been pretty mediocre from Richie Burnett in this match. He's gone for a walk now.
These are tired darts from the pair. It's been a long night, particularly for Steve. He opened the show, closed the show, and I think the petrol tank is beginning to near empty. They're on reserves.
He hates the dart at treble 20, which goes underneath it.
He's got to do a lot of working around, and he's unable to oblige on that particular occasion.
100.
Burnett's getting back in this game. You said there were tired darts from Steve. He needs to find some reserves, and he needs it now. Yeah, come on, he's saying you can feel the intensity coming from West at the moment.
58.
Hmm.
Well, he knows he's got an opportunity, and at this present moment in time, he's seeing that particular opportunity just begin to slip by his fingers a little bit.
43.
A frustration for Burnett because he knows he's got West at the moment.
134.
Not for long. Much better from Steve. We've seen this tonight.
We're not going to see it for a second time from Richie Burnett there. So West returning for 64 to open up a 3-1 lead in this game. 140 there, leads himself on double four, just in case of. So ain't going to be one. Oh no, it's not going to be anything. Well, can you believe that?
I can't.
32.
So uncharacteristic,
Richie
but
require
tired dart just keeps lingering in my mind at the moment. Nothing tired about this response from Richie Burnett.
on the 4 flag.
2-0 down, they look like only one winner.
5th flag, it's Richie to throw first.
The life and times of a dart player.
Game on.
Steve West was looking good to move to that 4 points. Set himself that foundation for tomorrow. But could Burnett join Gurney on 6 points?
59.
Doesn't feel like a night where Richie Burnett's going to go away with 3 wins out of 4.
And you wouldn't say he's been the best player of the night, but he's done what he's needed to do, while Steve West will
60.
probably leave this evening feeling rather frivolent about things.
$140.
Yeah, for Richie Burnett, he was second best in his opening game of the night, losing to Lewis Gurney. But there was that last leg decider with Jamie Kelling when it all started going well
180
for Richie. But West is finding something from somewhere.
$44.
Opening presenting itself against the throw again for Steve West.
58.
But he's coming up dry a fair bit more now.
He doesn't want to go down to 19s because a treble and a single would leave the bogey number of 262. Oh, that was his tooth. But thankfully, it's his chewy.
5 second wall, everybody. 5 second wall.
57.
I thought it was his chief molar.
95.
But Richie Burnett is literally trying to get his teeth stuck in here.
$44. Steve, you require 108.
Well, West 108 could be a game changer. Double top. That would have felt like a kick in the teeth for Burnett.
Certainly would, wouldn't it?
Richie,
Wouldn't it be typical of Burnett, though?
157.
Using all his wisdom.
$59.
So West looking at tops to move himself on away. Get the break and have the darts to win it in the next.
It hasn't been pretty from Steve West.
30.
And I was about to say, but he's a leg of way. Richie Burnett made the decision to leave 98. Could have left it with a straight ton finish. But is it a potential two-darter? This would be a steal. Treble 18 needed, or is he going double-double? It's treble 18 for double 12. Look at West in the background.
Game on the 5th leg. Richie Burnett.
This is turning into be a West nightmare. The smiles have gone now.
It's Steve to throw first. Game on.
Well, his head will be like spaghetti for West. But this is a bit of a horror night so far. But is that 180 the beginning of a comeback charge? Well, it's been anything but a toothless performance so far from Richie Burnett.
140.
But is Steve West going to sink his teeth into further perfection? No is the answer.
93.
He finished with a tooth analogy now.
Yeah, it's aching me a little bit. Should have just left it with the brace of
64.
them.
Please stop. It's a little long in the tooth now. Oh, where's he gone now?
He's off walkies. And he stood pretty much right in front of the camera that shows you the darts that go into the board.
85.
As long as he doesn't sing "Let Me Entertain You" and knock it over, we'll be absolutely fine.
Only a fool would do that.
60. Steve, you require 143.
143.
Burnett does have the darts in the last.
91.
Beautiful last dart there from Steve.
$45. Steve, you require 52.
Well, Group C this afternoon was a bit of a slow burner.
Game on the sick flag. Steve West.
And I think it's only right on a day where it's been a marathon day of darts
and final
that the last
is
game
Richie to throw first.
goes down
Game on.
to the last leg. And for Richie Burnett, these first three darts, so crucial. West can't look.
85.
And West is thinking, that's okay. Give me a 140, Steve.
Well, that's the first dart from hell. But I'll tell you what, he's crowbarred a couple in there.
He asked for the 140. He was given it. But that's the perfect dart for Burnett. A lot of the games in this Group B, when it's gone down to the nitty-gritty at the end, we've seen players produce the best. If we do see Steve West on Saturday night, he may look back at this leg of darts as a crucial moment for his qualification. He does not want to leave tonight, Henry, on 2 points.
Particularly when you look at the smattering of people ahead of him in the table. They're not people that will relinquish rather easily.
30.
I'll tell you what, you want to be on the receiving end of that particular right hook.
I think he's got a history of boxing, hasn't he, as part of his story, is Richie Burnett. It's West that's looking for the knockout punch at the moment.
Well, Steve now is going back to the drinks table because he's seen that Burnett's trudging back rather disconsolately and he doesn't want to get embroiled any further into this.
I'd be delighted personally.
45.
If my opponent is struggling and whatever, it's the job for Steve West now. That focus right now, that mindset. He's now got total and utter control of this match. Another treble.
85.
Is that enough?
Oh, hang on.
100.
He is
Steve,
boiling his Burnett.
116.
We haven't seen a great deal of it tonight. I think he saved it all for this last game. And the reason that's awkward now for this treble 19.
I think that just flicked off the flight a little bit as well.
60.
Well, this would be a tip
Richie, you require 160.
It would typify Steve West's night if this 160 went. Well, Steve West to
Steve, you require
end his night with
56.
4 points. It would mean that we'd have an outright leader in Lewis Gurney. We'd have a number of players on 4. It is open for interpretation, or is it?
Richie require 60.
Incredible ending. He has showed every emotion in this match as Richie Burnett. Can he finish the night joint top?
40.
Well,
Steve, you require
both players have had opportunities to win this game. West back for 3 more at double 10. and finds it first time of asking to complete a 4-3 win. It means the pair will be on 4 points going into Friday's duels here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. That's the tale of the tape for the final game of the night. Reaction and analysis on the Pluto TV studio comes next.
He will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have one dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit!
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart at tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Jurgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for the tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He's 2 darts away from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone, and you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs 1 more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the 1 treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.
Game. Shot. And the Modus Super Series 11 champion, Jeff Smith.
Well, this is a recap of what we've seen on this Thursday night. Before the break, Steve West got the better of Richie Burnett by 4 legs to 3. Just about clinging on to 4 points in this Group B table. We can have a look at that for you now. Just like that. It's Lewis Gurney that leads the way. 6 points to his name. Burnett, Brown and West all on 4. Jamie Kelling at the bottom of the group, having won just the 1 game tonight. So that's what we've seen this evening. Glenn Durham is with me to talk through it. And look, let's begin with Lewis Gurney, because we'll be honest, we didn't quite know what to expect from him at the beginning of the evening, but what we have seen has been really good.
Yeah, played the night. I think really enjoyed his performances. Could have won 4 out of 4, but if you'd have offered him the 3 wins out of 4 to begin, and you see he has this rock and roll motion, with rhythm being really, really good tonight. And that double 18 just crept into there. It was his night, and like you said, it was an incredible game, that one with Kelling at the end, because he was, winning 3-0 in that game. Kelling fought all the way back, And then just at the end there, Jamie Kelling had the match start, but it was Lewis Gurney that goes away a very happy man.
Of the 3 players on 4 points, who's been the one that's impressed you the most?
None of them really, to be honest with you. I think Steve West is the one who'll be the happiest, in a sense that it could have been also, worse at the end. He lost his opening 2 games, but to win the 2 games at the end there is crucial for him. Richie Burnett, I think he missed an opportunity at the end there, and I think he had Steve West on the ropes, and it was a disappointing display. I think the one person who goes away, I think Keegan Brown had the ups and the downs. He'll still fancy his chance of a qualification. I have my concerns for Jamie Kelling now.
Did Keegan Brown's season get typified in a night tonight?
Yeah. I think you called it earlier. Times a couple of Challenge Tour finals this week, but there's been a lot of mediocre darts in 2025, and it was a very, very ropey start. But it really got going for him in this game, and that started and it stemmed from there. And that was based on the fact he got 4 doubles out of 4 in that game, and his previous game 1 out of 14. So that stat alone pretty much tells you where Keegan Brown's game is right now.
Richie Burnett on 4 points, but as you say, could have been more.
It's typical Burnett. I thought he was quite reserved. I thought he was at times a little bit more professional than normal, but then every emotion came out at the end. This was a beautiful 2-dart 68 kill, and like you said, there was no reaction, no kick, no nothing. He wasn't going back and doing anything where the focus is on that. It's just, and then he saved all that emotion of the boxing, throwing fake punches, etc. for that last game there. I think if he looks back on that one, he could have had Steve West, because I think Steve West had a thought was, I could end up on 2 points here and I am struggling for qualification.
Now, we should state that we're purely speculating here because we don't quite know the ins and outs, but Jamie Kelling did look uncomfortable at points tonight.
Yeah, and to be fair, you know him a lot better than I do. What I know of Jamie is, we talk about his consistency, and he's not one to give too much away. But we were seeing the facial expressions, we were seeing the roll of the shoulder, we were seeing this almost flick of the arm he was doing. Something was not right there, and we put it down to an injury. Be interesting if we get that confirmed tomorrow, what the problem was. He needs to get himself ready, and he might have to go through the card tomorrow.
But he's the type of player that can turn it on.
He can, but consistency for me means I expect him to get at least 2 wins out of 4 tonight. This is what he can do. We've seen some beautiful finishes today, and that was in a match where Gurney was 3-0 up, and he was beginning to pull it back, and he did actually take that game to 3-3 and had match darts as well. It was a wacky old game, that one. It's been a pretty strange old day from Group C and Group B, really, and I think the big winner for today has been Jimmy Van Skee.
What's been the overall assessment of things throughout the day?
I think that the best is to come tomorrow. Some nice finishing today. The 170 was a good highlight. Been delighted for Lewis Gurney. I thought he was good. We did pick out that Terry Nash could be good value for money today, but I'm still looking for that real quality. I didn't really see 100 average plus today. Maybe the players must do better tomorrow, but I think it sets up some wonderful permutations and a lot of drama and excitement tomorrow.
Well, let's have a look at the tables then, going into tomorrow's play. This is how Group B looks overnight. Lewis Gurney leading the way, Jamie Kelling with a solitary win. Now, it does mean that 10 points is enough for a player to get out of this group and into Saturday night's finals. That's Group B. Let's have a look at Group C, which is what we saw this afternoon. That'll get back underway from 1 p.m. tomorrow. Terry Nash looks pretty. Who else looks pretty?
You'd have to say Jim McHugh in there, but I think Damien Grimes was excellent. I think he's been great this week, a wonderful addition to the Modus Super Series. Dan Hans was someone I sort of highlighted today. I think it's anybody's really. Maybe Johan on the 4-point is going to be tough for him for qualification from there. He could rely on others. Just keep an eye on for Richard McKee, because if he stays on 0 points for much longer, it just means getting that 2 from 5 is the big winner is the neutral.
Well, the thing for Richard is, realistic in terms of his chance to make it through, it's very unlikely, but my God, is he a spoiler tomorrow? Yeah,
I think then the more he stays on the 0, the more drama I think we'll get with the qualification process. I felt disappointed for him, but I thought he was very mature. He didn't sulk, he wasn't throwing his arms about, he just had a bad day at the office.
It's always a great day at the office with you.
Hey, don't start being nice now. It's took you 13 hours to be nice.
Anyway, we learned a lot today, didn't we? We learned a lot about darts and a lot about the 6th century loaf. We learned a lot about Scandinavia, and we had some fun with the tungsten teaser.
Yes, we had a little bit of everything today, that's for sure. But I still think that the best is to come tomorrow.
Absolutely. Right, this is what's coming up on Pluto TV, and nothing to do with Scandinavia. But it's all about the Isle of Wight in a second, because Keegan Brown is going to be the subject of the Tungsten talk. That's coming up in a few moments' time. Group C comes to a close tomorrow from 1 o'clock. Jim McEwen. It's because I saw Jimmy Van Ski down there. It's been a long day, Glenn. Jim McEwen's top of that group. Jimmy Van Ski is into Saturday night's final. And that's Gemma Hayter. Not Jimmy Hayter. There's not a lot of Jimmy Hayters in Portsmouth together, really, is there? Oh, get me out of jail. Here's Group B tomorrow night with Richie Burnett. I didn't thought he'd be the reason for some normalcy. Anyway, that's tomorrow from 10. Well, it's been a crazy night here at the Live Lounge in Port. So it's Lewis Gurney that leads the way. Me and Glenn will offer some shut-eye. We'll see you in the morning. Bye for us.
The new Modus Super Series champion. Yes! What a finish! The silencer, Jeff Smith! And it is! That shot wins week 6!
Maximum checkout. He's done it.
You will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Darter tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Darter double 16 gets the job done there for Jurgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time.